Hosts Brett Stats Norsworthy and Bryant Dacus.
Welcome into Sports Time. Bryant and Brett with you. We're out here at TPC Southwind for the Pro-Am Day at the FedEx St. Jude Championship. We'll be out here tomorrow and Friday as well. Connor Dake is back at the studio producing for us. We'll be with you for the next 3 hours. A lot to get to over these next 3 hours. Obviously, we'll talk a lot of golf as we get ready for round one, starting early tomorrow morning. So we'll get you set, ready to go for round one. But we got some baseball to talk about. We got some NFL to talk about, college football to get to, maybe even a little Tiger basketball. Jason Munn's going to join us in our next segment, so plenty to get to over these next 3 hours. But, Brett, how are you this afternoon?
I'm doing great, Brian. All hands on deck for everybody this week. A lot of golf and a little bit of other things.
Yeah.
We will talk with Jason Munns. He's writing golf this week. He will write Coach Penny Hardaway playing today in the Pro-Am. But today was the day, and we saw it, today was the day for a lot of sideways shots.
Yeah, no, the Pro-Am, it's always, you got to be alert, you got to be on your toes.
You got to take that four call very seriously today, don't you?
You absolutely do. I was telling you when I got here.
Four right really means it today.
It really does. I was telling you when I got here, I was walking, we're right here on in the hub at 18, and I'm making the turn of that, the curve on 18, and someone, is hitting from the tees, and one of the volunteers is standing there. And he's going, man, I lost that ball, and drops. Not 10 inches away from his foot, and he
way too close.
He jumped back, and he was like, "Oh man, I did not see that coming." So yeah, you really got to be ready, and you got to be on the lookout. But no, it's been a fun day, and we talked about it all week. We've talked about it with some people. But, for us and for most people out here, first day to see all of these changes, all the renovations done out here at TPC Southwind. It's beautiful. It looks really, really
brand
nice.
New course.
Yeah, it really is. And so it's looked really good. And haven't seen a ton of shots today from the pros, but it has been a lot of fun out here. And we know we'll see a ton of shots over these next 4 days.
We were walking around watching shots, and we got to a green, and there was a ball, 6 feet?
No, maybe that.
Then one way over here and one way over here, and you could tell one had picked up. I said, Brian, what you want to bet the one by the pin's the pro?
No, I would bet all the money in the world that is a pro ball. And you told me you once interfered with an amateur ball during a Pro-Am.
Yeah, I've told this story over there, so I don't mind telling it again. I was on number 2. Slight dog leg right. I'm standing down in the trees, and it was tee shot from the AM hitting. Mm-hmm. There's no telling what they paid to be in, or his company paid, whatever it is. But it was that dangerous 4 right. Yeah, 4 right, get out, look out. Now, I'm over there, I covered up. It kind of rolled up by me pretty harmlessly. There's nobody around. I thought, you know what? I'm gonna be this guy's friend. Yeah. Picked it up, not in the fairway, but threw it kind of in the first cut. He got down there and goes, man, I can't believe it didn't play. I said, yeah, bouncing around in here. You
hit all these trees in here.
They didn't play a shot, so it didn't matter.
Man. Well, yeah, no, and that's kind of the beauty of this. You have that rough shot, and you can make up for it.
Help his confidence out a little bit.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. But, no, it's been fun out here today. I know all the golfers talking. You mentioned Penny Hardaway out here. He talked to media after his round, so definitely looking forward
Did you go to the gathering? Did you go to the
No, I
didn't either.
Yeah, it's so hard, with the Pro-Am because obviously, Thursday through Sunday, you can just pick up your phone and you can figure out where all, what hole any individual golfer is on. And so probably a little more difficult. You kind of got to figure out, okay, who's here? Let me try to find a sheet. Who's there? Okay, well then this means this person's there. So I didn't want to have to try to keep up with it and try to figure out when and where. I trust that our guy Jason Munns does such a great job. He'll have us covered, and I'll get everything Penny Hardaway said from him. So no, I didn't get out there. I'll be honest, Brett. Once we saw a couple. We walked around a little bit. I walked around a little bit after that, and then I came in here where it's nice and cool in the hub. And
getting ready for the long weekend.
Oh yeah, no, we'll see a lot of shots the next couple of days. But it has been it's been a blast out here already. There's a good amount of people out here for the Pro-Am. I know a lot more people tomorrow through Sunday. So make sure you come out here. And if you are out here, stop by. Got shows all day right here in the hub. So stop by. Got some air conditioning in here. There's giveaways all over the place. They got a bar at the end of the hub. So come in, get a drink. win some giveaways, and stop by and say hi to us here at the Hub.
This is the spot. Pro-Am has changed for this playoff event from really the old days of Pro-Am mania. Once upon a time, it was such a big fundraiser for whatever charity from town to town. No pros ever like playing in them. They just haven't, and a lot don't want to. And today was just 9 holes for guys, so it's really changed. And I told you, I think my two favorite Pro-Am days ever. Of course, Memphis has a proud tradition of President Ford had a hole-in-one here.
Oh wow, I didn't know you had a hole-in-one.
Yeah, out at Colonial, at New Colonial, out at Countrywood. Heck, year and a half, 2 years after his president. Well, summer of '77, he was president that morning, January 20th. In '77, did it that summer out at Colonial, and that was great for the tournament. And he was famously bad player, but counted 1 stroke that day. Man, and fun. But out here at Southwind, since the move here, had my two favorite days. Michael Jordan came here, and that was peak Michael Jordan years. I mean, it was peak playing years. He was so great to everyone. Not the camera phone craze that we have now, but it was autograph craze. And he had a big cigar box. And if you wanted an autograph, you had to make a donation to that cigar box. He gave every dime to St. Jude. And it was cash. And a little kid would come up, he'd say $1.
Yeah.
But, corporate type, $5 or $10. And he was raising money and gracious to everyone. And during his vice presidency, Dan Quayle played here, and he was a scratch golfer and a collegiate golfer at DePaul University in Indiana. Not DePaul, but DePaul, DEPAUW, and played on the golf team there with golf personality and commentator Mark Rolfing, who was a really good player, and he played great that day. And had a up and down on 2 that we were just talking about that I mean was nasty. And of course the jokes wrote himself. He's playing too much golf, or he's a better golfer than he is VP, whatever. And everybody had a good time cracking on him. But big crowd and a lot of fun, and it was unbelievably hot that day. But he was nice to everyone. It's changed, but it's still a great day today.
No, it really is. It's a blast. It's a lot of fun, and funny enough, I knew exactly what school you were talking about when you said DePaul. Doing a little bit of work with Rhodes, one of the games I did with them. They're playing DePaul, so I've seen DePaul in person.
That's where they play.
Yeah.
I don't think they have football, do they?
I don't think so. I don't believe so. I think I looked that up. I think they just have all the other sports. I don't think they have football. But speaking of which, we were doing some research earlier today. Darren and I were because last night Hard Knocks with the Buffalo Bills. I know yesterday we talked Chiefs and we talked about how they are in the dorms. They're at a college at a Division II school. They talked about this in the Hard Knocks episode last night. And I did not realize it. Only 5 teams in the NFL use college campuses for camp.
Brian, I did. I stumbled across it when leading up for the Steelers and Bo to go to Latrobe, and one day we talked about it with Bo. Everybody used to do that, and I told the story that they remember about Archie Manning and the Saints in those years would go to Dodger Town at Vero Beach and burn up. And they call themselves kind of getting out of South Louisiana, and it was just as hot at Vero as it was in South Louisiana. But it was a staple for everybody to go then. The Bears, especially in the 85 Bears, the great team years, they would go up to Prattville, Wisconsin. And they said at night in the pubs and the little bars in Prattville.
Oh, I believe it.
They drank them out of they drank the town dry. and so it inspired me to look and see how many were going off like that. And I knew it was very few. And now you can monetize those practices so much. You used to could not. No matter where you went, people weren't going to. Rob Fisher, and I bet you Eli Savoy did it too, working in St. Louis and covering Rams. Where was the little town they would go off to that wasn't had a funny pronunciation, but they would go off to a place like that from St. Louis, and they would go camp. But it's not done much anymore because these buildings and facilities are so nice, and you can make jack off of it.
Oh
now.
yeah, oh absolutely, yeah. And so I did not know. Connor's telling me DePaul does have football. So
okay,
how about that? All right. Do we, Connor? Can you look up are they any good at football? I want to know.
Sorry for DePaul.
I want to know.
I will look
how good
into
they
it.
are. Do we have conference championships or anything?
11-1 last year.
Look
at
that!
How about that?
Wow!
All right,
Mr. College Football, take that.
Take that. Well, we looked up because the Bills do camp at St. John Fisher University. We looked up St. John Fisher.
Where is
earlier.
it?
It is in Rochester.
Okay, that's not right next door.
No, but it's not far. I mean, they're not traveling across the country to go to camp by any means. But no, we looked.
I would
them
say
up.
DePaul Sports best day since Quayle was VP, wouldn't you?
I'd say so.
Probably most
Absolutely.
run they've got.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, who knew we would be talking about DePaul today? But yeah, we looked up St. John Fisher. They have some conference championships in other sport, but nothing in football. I think the Bills coming to town is all the big football.
And remember, Bo mentioned that he thought the Saints were going to the Greenbrier.
That's right, yeah.
And a couple of teams were at the Greenbrier for a couple of years. The owner of the Greenbrier made it so just rose garden and profit making for teams to come up there. But you're so isolated that you any joint practices you have to do them with those teams there. And then the 1 or 2 travel weeks, it's not easy out of there.
No, definitely not. But yeah, that was
that's
cool.
a throwback.
Yeah, no.
So just 5 out of 32.
Just 5. Yeah, they talked because I knew we'd talked about it, and I knew we said it wasn't many. But when they said that 1 of 5 teams, and I had the list. Let's see. Because we already know
the Cowboys tried it in San Antonio, largely at the Dome for a while, and that didn't work.
Yeah, and how about this? We have been to all but 2 of the camps that are at colleges: Chiefs, Saints, Steelers, Rams, and Bills. Those are the 5.
Well, we can go there next week.
We can go there next week. Why not? We can figure something out. We can make something happen. But yeah, I thought that was cool. The other cool thing from Hard Knocks last night is we got a little sneak peek of the new stadium that they're building. They had a scene where Josh Allen and I believe the team owner were walking through, and it a long way before it's done. But it looks really
no
nice.
Roof, no dome.
No dome.
They were adamant about that in Buffalo.
Yeah, they were, but they were talking about it, and they did the science or whatever that there's going to be no wind when you're on the field. There's going to be no wind the way it's it's set up and surrounded.
Okay, good luck trying to trick Mother Nature.
Yeah, that's
I love the real cold games when they have it at home in Buffalo.
Oh yeah,
you can see that middle low section, and you can see those heaters on above them, and they look like they're in a toaster.
Oh yeah, no kidding. So yeah, Hard Knocks always gets me. I'm already fired up for the football season, and then I watch Hard Knocks, and I'm ready to run through a wall.
Oh yeah,
I mean it gets me fired up for football.
And Brian used to at this tournament, kind of that, especially later June.
Yeah,
when it was later June, that would kind of be the first little football talk. Yep. A lot of people, the various gear from all the local schools and others.
Yeah.
And that would kind of start it. Now when we're out here at this time,
it's ready to go.
It's full everywhere we turn, people are ready to talk football.
Well, and last year, and we've talked about this a week later last year, and so, I mean, we were getting done, and it was –
And we'll be a week later next year.
Yeah, that's right. And, we were at week 0 by the time we left here.
It was.
And so, it's a lot of fun. It's been a lot of – already today, a lot of football talk, a lot of people getting excited for both college and the NFL. And, hey, we'll still have a little bit of football this weekend with preseason getting started and hearing a lot of news out of camps and who's going to be playing and who's going to be starting. I know we mentioned it yesterday. Shedeur Sanders going to get the start for the Browns in their game Friday night.
He's got to make it happen, doesn't he?
He does. You look at the depth chart, he's listed right now as the 4th quarterback on that depth chart, but giving him the first start
Nobody cares
in the first preseason game. No, absolutely not. So you will definitely be watching that. And I know Jonah Dillon, he put out on social media either last night or early this morning where every former Tiger that's on a roster, what team they're playing for. So I think the most
good stuff.
The Steelers have 3 on their roster, and I believe the 49ers have 3 former Tigers on their roster.
Do you think it translate into fandom that player that played at a place like Tigers? Do you think people? I know they're interested in him. Are they interested in them?
Yeah, I don't know. It's such a good question. I mean, obviously, I think when you've got a guy like, let's just use last year, Jaden Daniels, who, if you're an LSU fan, you love Jaden Daniels, you're probably going to really
and that
love
position helps.
That quarterback position is huge, right? But I don't know, with how big the NFL is.
Left guard.
Yeah, I don't think that's doing anything for you. I really don't. And with how big the NFL is, like, what?
I think it did for D'Angelo, though. I think
people
were especially Panthers, and early.
But I think now it's so much. I'll cheer for my guy, but I don't know if I'm going to become a fan of that team. Because now NFL's so big. What fan of college football you can find that doesn't have an NFL team already?
Great point.
And so I think it's just the fandom of that player.
Here's another one with the raging popularity of fantasy football.
Mm-hmm. Oh, man.
Almost the reverse effect.
Yeah.
I don't want my guy beating me.
Yeah, that's right. Well, and that's the thing. I mean, the amount of conversations you'll have with someone where they either love a guy or they hate a guy, and you go, man, what? Especially the ones that hate a guy, you're like, man, why no love? And they go, well, burned me in fantasy,
right?
15 years ago, and you still hold on to it. I mean. But no, fantasy football, it's become huge.
All right, quick, how hard? In your life, I'm going to go full Vern because in your life, your all-time guy that did you so right in fantasy football.
Oh, Patrick Mahomes. His first year, he was a starter.
You got him for nothing.
I got him in like the 6th round in a work fantasy team. It was my first year working there. First year, Patrick Mahomes. I'd heard all the great stuff from camp. He's been great. I remember people texting me, who in the world is this Patrick Mahomes guy that you just drafted? I end up almost winning the league. Everybody on my team except for Patrick Mahomes that year got injured. I ended up, I think, making it to like the semifinal game. But Patrick Mahomes did me so good that year.
My story is not too unlike that. It was the year of will Montana play or will Steve Young have to take over for that year? Yeah. It wasn't when he was full-time starter. And the 49ers played that cat and mouse game, and then finally Montana didn't play any.
Yeah.
And it was all Steve Young. And I had gotten Jerry Rice in the first round and get Steve Young out of 12 rounds, get him like 9th or 10th.
Wow.
And had Roger Craig that year and just rode those guys to my traditional finish, runner-up.
Oh, man.
The bridesmaid.
Oh, man.
Never won my league.
Oh, man. Yeah, I think they were all worried that year because I just graduated high school in the winter. I was working at a restaurant, and they decided that the winter, the general manager would buy them like a big old 24-pack of the beer of their choice. He could order it for the restaurant and give it to them. And we were like 3/4 of the way through the league, and they're like, I don't know what we're going to do if you win the league, Brian. Like, maybe you can bring your girlfriend and we'll just give you a dinner on the house.
24-pack does nothing for you.
Yeah,
a 1-pack.
Exactly. So I was just, then they were really worried about that, and then ultimately my entire team got injured, and we didn't have to worry about that.
I still owe my poor family and Thanksgivings them having to listen about my fantasy football team.
We always talk about it. It's those people,
I could see my own family glazing over like nobody cares about this but you.
Is your fantasy football team, your fantasy baseball team. But we got a lot to get to today, so let me set up today's show before we get to top and not top story of the day. 3:30, we already mentioned it. Jason Munns, the Tiger basketball beat writer over at the Commercial Appeal. He'll join us, talk some Tiger basketball, but we'll also talk this week at the FedEx St. Jude Championship. He was covering Penny Hardaway today. I know we were in there when Scotty Scheffler was speaking to the media. He was in there for that, so we will talk some
very
golf.
Chatty Scotty Scheffler.
Oh, he was very chatty and a lot to talk about with best golfer in the world and throw an actor onto his line of work. And I saw over here right by the hub there's a concession stand, and it's called like Scotty's Chicken or something like that, and it's got the promotion on there for the new movie. So he was very chatty. A lot of questions about Happy Gilmore too. We'll talk with Jason Munns, talk Tiger basketball, and talk the tournament week. 3:45, we'll talk a little NFL as we're getting a lot of news as we get ready for week 1 of the preseason. 4 o'clock, John Goen, he's here. He'll be with us at the desk, and we'll talk a lot of golf from Timber Trust. talk some golf. We'll make our weekly picks, and big week as we're getting close to the end, so a lot can happen.
John's braced for the slings and arrows of the bagel.
Well, he should be. He should be after
you
what he
wear
did
it.
over the
Own
weekend.
it,
I mean, hey, not very, it's always what you talk about where if you have that parlay where you miss on everything, you should get something.
Yeah, you really should.
When you get a goose egg, when you miss on both golfers, I mean, I think you should get something.
Well, we're going to give it to him. A pat on the back. Get him this week, John.
That's right. Yeah. Good luck this week. Hey, congratulations. No cuts this week.
Keep your chin up.
That's right. 4:30. Excited about this. Brad Bellamy from Landers Ford. He's going to join us. We've got some exciting news to talk about with him, and obviously they're a big part of tournament week for us and the tournament itself every year. So we will talk a lot with Brad Bellamy at 4:30. Super excited about that. 4:45, we'll get to big number of the day. 5 o'clock, Doug Bell. He'll be at the desk as well from PGA Tour Radio. Plenty to get to with him with the tournament in town. We'll have to talk about he who shall not be named, Rory McIlroy, him not being here, but the tournament as a whole and what he expects this week. 5:30, we'll give you a little Sissy's Log Cabin look at the pairings. We'll talk about some groups that jump out to us that we're excited to see tomorrow and Friday. Then 5:45, we'll wrap up today's show with Mo's Crunch Time. Let me remind you, we're in our Family Leisure studios. Even though we're not in the studios at Sports 56, they're always with us, whether we're in-house or on the road. Where family and fun comes together, and they need your help right now. They got to clear out that warehouse, so a perfect time to head out there. All in-stock patio furniture up to 60% off, and 4-piece deep seating sets only $999. Chase Lounges, buy one, get one half off, and right now, all Polywood furniture 20 to 30% off. Get out there and get that outdoor dining room table and get a free umbrella with purchase. Don't forget about the special financing. It's available, but only at Family Leisure, 2120 Witten Road, just north of I-40.
Live from the hub at TPC Southwind. That's our Family Leisure studios always. We're at the golf tournament. We're Sports Time. We're with you until 6 o'clock, and we want you to be a part of our show by texting or calling 901-360-8255. That's the Sissy's Log Cabin text and talk line. All our guests will appear on the Sissy's Log Cabin guest line at 901-360-8255. Our producer, Connor Dacus. He's Brian. I'm Brett. And we want you to be a part of our show, and this hour is always brought to you by Lexus of Memphis at 2600 Ridgeway and online at lexusofmemphis.com. Great offers on all 2025 models and always special leasing options. Drive in luxury and confidence knowing that every new Lexus comes with complimentary first and second maintenance services. Give them a call at 901-334-9673. But they want you to stop by the only Lexus dealership in Memphis at 2600 Ridgeway and put yourself in the driver's seat of the all-new 2025 flagship LS500. And you'll be looking and you'll be driving in style when you purchase a Lexus. You get top-of-the-line engineering and design, and they make for the safe luxury driving experience. Online at lexusofmemphis.com. Experience amazing. Experience amazing at Lexus of Memphis.
Top story of the day.
Well, my top story of the day, it is tournament week. We're here, Pro-Am Day, and tomorrow we'll get the real action underway early tomorrow morning. But today has been a lot of fun seeing these guys out there. I talked about it earlier today with somebody that this is, it's a more relaxed feel. These golfers out here, they're just kind of getting the feel for the course. They're out here having fun in the Pro-Am, and so it's a good opportunity to come out here and kind of see a different side of these golfers, a more relaxed, laid-back side of them, but also at the same time, they're getting ready for the playoffs, and this is big money, big stakes event for these guys, so really excited to have the action get started earlier today. It was fun walking around, seeing how the course looks now with all the renovations. And Brett, I can't believe we got this far into the show and not even mention it. Did we have a great lunch or what? A little rendezvous action. Oh man, that was made my day. I'll be completely honest. It was the best part of my day so far.
We stacked the bones up.
We sure did. No, we knocked them down. They were needing to restock after we left.
Rendezvous on the range yesterday. Rendezvous today for the players and guests coming through for the Pro-Am. Thank you so much to John and his great team, our friend Pat Donahue, for having us. My top story, final Ryder Cup spots will be largely determined here in Memphis. Scotty Scheffler, the only American right now to secure his spot on that team for late September in New York. Xander Schauffele, J.J. Spahn, Russell Henley, all pretty sure they're going to be on the team. Harris English close. But Justin Thomas, Colin Morikawa, Ben Griffin, and Captain Keegan Bradley, they may need a win or a top 2 or 3 in Memphis to guarantee being a part of what's going to be a circus at Bethpage. Everybody's talking about it in the media room, about way off the rails and rowdy, something like we've never seen at golf. Going to make Phoenix in the par 3 look like a kindergarten playground. It's going to be rough and tumble at Bethpage, and a lot to be decided.
Not top story of the day.
Well, my not top story of the day is this story from On3 that is saying Roger Goodell hints at college football red zone amid ESPN deal. So we know the deal officially went through for ESPN. They have acquired NFL media. That includes Red Zone, that includes NFL Network, and it also includes a couple of their other things, their fantasy branch, some other things that NFL is in control of, but now will be in control of by ESPN, and we'll see what they can do with it. But the commissioner of the NFL kind of saying that now that ESPN has this, maybe they try to do it with college football. And wouldn't that be a lot of fun? With all the action we get on Saturdays, it can be a lot to, and Brett, I'm the man with multiple screens at all times. And it's even hard on some Saturdays to try to have every single game up. So getting a red zone, that would be a lot of fun for college football.
It will be. I wonder who'd be the voice of it.
It's a great question. I don't know. I really don't.
Andrew Siciliano and Scott
Hansen.
Scott Hansen forever been. We'll see. Somebody will really distinguish himself. My not top story, American side of the Ryder Cup was top. European side of Ryder Cup, the not top story. It has intrigue in Memphis. Only Rory, him, he's already qualified. He's on the team. Good. Bobby McIntyre and Tommy Fleetwood, they're really close. At the Ryder Cup, how about that team? Let's be really crazy and call them Fleetwood Mac.
I like that.
How bad is that?
Oh, I like it. We'll be here all week.
Is that the worst joke?
That was good.
Try the veal. We will be.
That was really good.
They've got to make them a team, don't they?
They got to.
Can you imagine those New Yorkers getting on that? Hey, which one of y'all Stevie Nicks?
Well, yeah, I think the jokes write themselves, the jabs write themselves.
It'll be rough. Shane Lowry, Sepp Straka, they could seal it here at Southwind. So a lot of intrigue for the Ryder Cup right here over the next 4 days.
Yeah, it absolutely will be. That'll do it for top and not top story of the day. I want to thank all of our sponsors making this week possible, getting us out here at the tournament. Our title sponsor for the entire week, Landers Ford in Collierville. I mentioned later.
Stay tuned.
Definitely stay tuned. But I mentioned earlier that we'll give you a little Sissy's Log Cabin pairing preview later in the show. But tomorrow and Friday, they'll be our leaderboard sponsors when we give you updates from around the course. That will be brought to you by Sissy's Log Cabin, but all of our other great sponsors: Marshall Steakhouse, First National Bank and Trust, Jason's Deli, East Memphis Ace Hardware, Ronnie Grazzani's Lads, Napa Cafe, Memphis Mold Inspector, Memphis Men's Clinic, and Jim's Place Grill. Thank you all so much for being with us this week. But let's go ahead and get to a break, and when we return, we'll talk some golf. We'll also talk some Tiger basketball. Jason Munz, he joins us next.
Add a little fun to your lunch break. Join Johnny Radio for Sports 56 Happy Hour from 11 to 1 every weekday on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Moving is stressful, but Black Tie Moving can take the worry out of the process. Whether you're moving across town or across country, moving your home or your office, your personal moving concierge from Black Tie Moving will work with you to design a plan that perfectly fits your budget and needs. And they're available 24/7 to answer any questions you have. Give Black Tie Moving a call at 901-316-6196 or go to blacktiemoving.com/Memphis to get your personal, no obligation quote from the moving experts at Black Tie Moving.
Everything today is technologically based. Well, except maybe you. If you're struggling with tech, no matter what kind, call Tech For You. Tech For You for TVs, home theaters, cameras, smart locks, digital storage, and more. Tech For You makes it simple and affordable. Call 697-9695. Make your home safe, comfortable, and up to date with Tech For You. Stop struggling with tech. Call 697-9695. Veteran-owned and operated. Tech For You. Technology simplified.
Everyone needs protection, whether you're on the field or on the road, so make sure you have the best. Bob Simpson State Farm Insurance can buckle you up with auto insurance, can back you up with life and health insurance, cover your business whether it's starting, growing, or maturing, and don't forget to insure your home, no matter if you're an owner or a renter. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Call Bob Simpson today at 901 381-1233 or go online and get a free quote at bobsimpson.org. Stay protected with your good neighbor, Bob Simpson.
Visit Frontier Western Store today for new shirts and boots. Frontier is your top Carhartt store in the Mid-South. There's thousands of in-stock shirts and jeans. They have the classic K87 pocket tee in every color they make, including new ones just released. Available small to 4X. Want new jeans? Frontier has you covered with super tough work denim by Carhartt. And you've got to check out their selection of Ariat jeans for men, women, and children. You'll love how easy it is to find the size and style you need. Have you seen Frontier's remodeled world-famous boot showroom? It continues to expand. New styles by Ariat just arrived, plus plenty of in-stock proven classics too. Whether you need work or dress boots, trust that Frontier's the place to come. See thousands of pairs of Ariat boots and thousands more by Dan Post, Corral, Durango, Rocky, Twisted X, and others. And Frontier's pricing is lower than online and chain stores, so you know just the local shop to visit. Frontier Western Store, 5880 Goodman Road in Olive Branch, and on the web at frontierwesternstore.com. Locally owned and operated since 1967.
Listen each and every Sunday morning at 10 a.m. and join Ottawald Presbyterian Church for worship. Ottawald is a PCUSA church located in Midtown Memphis.
Sports 56 traffic. Now back to Sports Time on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Lexus of Memphis. Here are your hosts, Brett Stats Norsworthy and Bryant Dacus.
We're back in Sports Time. Bryant and Brett with you. We're out here at TPC Southwind for the FedEx St. Jude Championship. We've got Pro-Am going on today. Tomorrow, first round action will get started. But joining us now, talk some FedEx St. Jude Championship and also Tiger basketball. The Tiger beat writer over at the Commercial Appeal, Jason Munch, joins us now. Jason, how's it going? I know a lot going on today at TPC Southwind.
First time since March, since we've talked to Jason on the air.
That's right, yeah. Talked to him earlier today, but
first
time on air since about March. But, Jason, I know you were following Penny Hardaway around today. I know he spoke with the media after his round. What did Penny Hardaway have to say today?
Well, it was a great day. I was out here most of the day. It will probably be a not so great night and probably not so great morning tomorrow once the sunburn finally kicks in. It was blistering out there today, but much like Penny Hardaway's game, it was blistering. Penny he finished so strong. He on 18, he maneuvered the dog leg left perfectly on the green in two. I mean, 18 is incredibly difficult hole, and but it was nothing for Penny Hardaway. But we didn't talk to him too much about golf afterwards. It was mainly about Sincere Parker and the Big 12 and various other things. It was the first time that he has talked to the media, or he's been available to the media since Sincere Parker was arrested in July, and since the Big 12. Since Memphis's big swing at the Big 12 was rebuffed. It's the first time that he's talked. And so, he said about what you'd expect him to say on the Sincere Parker stuff, that he stands, that they're supporting their player, that, whatever happens legally is out of their hands, and whenever something does happen legally, they will, react accordingly and go from there. But until something gets, until the case gets resolved, he's able to practice, he's able to be with the team. Nothing's changed with regard to his status for the team, and Penny just sort of reiterated that. And then I asked him about the Big 12, and he basically, said what you'd expect him to say there too, was he wasn't surprised by Memphis's boldness with its offer to the Big 12, and he wasn't surprised necessarily that the Big 12 shot it down. But he just said that he trusts Ed Scott and Bill Hargrave, and he will continue to trust them.
Does he or do you, either one, did you glean any information from him, or do you believe another swing will happen at Big 12 or somewhere else?
That level of specificity did not come up when talking to Penny. However, I've had numerous conversations in the ensuing weeks following the big swing, and no, I do not think that. I don't think that was the last time that we will see something like that from Memphis toward a power conference. No, I do not think that.
You think it's locked and loaded for another swing soon?
I don't know about soon. It's just so, like, these things have so many moving parts, and things do change.
That's right.
Rapidly. What's true today may not be true tomorrow, just because of how these sorts of things work.
It moves that fast, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. And it's funny you say it like that. I mean, I think that when Memphis made its initial proposal, its initial pitch to the Big 12, that was, reportedly shot down in very, very short order. I don't think Memphis expected it to get shot down, and then B, I don't think Memphis expected any sort of firm final response until like that soon, like that quickly, that day. So that just goes to the point that we're trying to make, that these things are very fluid and they do change very quickly sometimes. And so as far as like when Memphis may or may not may make this their next big swing, I don't know when that's going to be, but I do not think, the conversations that I've had, and also knowing what I know about Ed Scott and Bill Hargrave and Memphis and the other parties who are involved in this venture, I don't think by a long stretch that they are I think discouraged maybe, but like they're undeterred. I will say
Sure.
That's my impression of it.
Jason, going back to the Sincere Parker situation, you've been there for, I believe, both hearings. I think it's been 2. If it's more, forgive me. But you've been there. You've kind of been seeing this firsthand. I know that both Penny Hardaway, Sincere Parker's attorney, they have all said that he is still on the team. He's going to remain on the team until more comes out from this or comes from this. How long do you expect this to play out? Do you think that we will get some sort of answer one way or the other before the season starts, or do you think this is something that could go into the season and we could be waiting to figure out if Memphis will have Sincere Parker?
No, their goal, and this is coming from conversations with Arthur Horn,
Sure.
Sincere's attorney. Their goal, their mission is to wrap this up before the season starts. Now, exactly when that's going to be is unclear, just because, like the stuff we were talking about with the Big 12, these can be fluid situations as well. The next hearing is not scheduled until September 4th, so about a month from now is when the next hearing is. The last time that we talked to Arthur Horn, he said he does not anticipate the case, being resolved one way or the other before that date, but he is hopeful that sometime between September 4th and November 8th, which is the season opener, that it does get resolved, and ultimately he being Sincere's attorney, he fully expects it to be to work out in Sincere's favor. And obviously Memphis is very hopeful that happens, because Sincere Parker, if he is a Tiger, a member of the Tigers this season, he will be a very big part of the recipe.
Jason, you have covered Tiger basketball and Coach Hardaway for a long time now, and I'm not talking about the decorum and the kind of the composition and behavior of the gallery today following around, and I would defend Penny Hardaway to be able to come out and have fun and play golf. I defended Hugh Freeze over all the golf stuff. I think it's ridiculous. They deserve their time. I would dare say first time Penny Hardaway ever touched a golf club was probably at TPC Southwind, so it's the ultimate home course for him. But do you discern any difference between Penny, say, now and 2 and 3 and 4 years at these public gatherings? Is he feeling the pressure, or is he still the affable, same hometown hero?
I certainly think he has. I certainly think in terms of, like within the parameters of your question, I think he's different now than he was, say, back in 2018 when he first got the job. There's been so much that's happened over the course of that time that has sort of probably changed his demeanor, at these sorts of events with the media. And again, we're talking about 7 years ago, so it's been, anybody who's the same exact way they were then, that's probably unlikely. But
and his sport has changed.
Yeah, no doubt. But this, today, at this event today, it was much different than it was at this event last year. This event last year, all last summer was a very, very, I guess, Penny was really sort of, he wasn't in a good place necessarily as far as his relationship with the media.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, very, very guarded, very, I think, hurt. Because, last offseason, they were coming off of the collapse, where they went from top 10 in the AP to missing the NCAA tournament. So they were coming off of that. They were coming off of not getting David Jones back. They were coming off of, various former players. I believe it was one of the walk-ons, I think, who went in the media and said some stuff that was not very reflected positively of Penny or the program, and so I think he was upset about that and everything. But today, different story. I think he's sort of come back around and is feeling much better about everything, despite some of the questions needing to be asked today, because it was the first time that he's talked about Sincere Parker since his arrest.
Sure.
And it was the first time he talked about the Big 12 stuff. So he was. I would say, 9 times out of 10, what we got today is what we normally get from Penny Hardaway and have for the last several years. There was just a couple of bumps in the road.
That 5 seed made him feel a lot better. And imagine, Jason, and I feel like it's sooner rather than later, that second weekend, Sweet 16, it would back off everybody, and I think you would feel the relief from him.
Yeah. For sure. I mean, if that is the, proverbial elephant in the room right now, and he knows it. That was the question that I asked him after Seattle this past March. Was it's going to be another off season, another stretch of months where, that question is that's still sort of hanging. That sword of Damocles is still right there.
Yeah.
And it's but he understands that. And so, yes, but I do think, to your point, if they can escort that elephant out of the room, sooner rather than later, things, he will, I feel like we'll get a much, not better Penny Hardaway, but a much, just sort of a less,
freed up. Yeah.
Maybe it would be a more motivated Penny Hardaway, honestly.
Right.
I could see him getting that far and that upping his motivation level.
Well, Jason, I'll take it to golf. Look what happened to Phil Mickelson after he finally broke through and got that first one. Here we go.
Right. The pressure's off, and now you've tasted it a little bit, and you can it only whets your appetite. So I feel like that if I know Penny at all, and just the way he approaches this job, I kind of have a feeling that once he's able to get that monkey off his back, it will only help. He'll pin his ears back even more.
Absolutely. Last thing for you, Jason. We know that the roster is pretty much complete. You never know with Penny Hardaway. There's always that opportunity that he goes out there and adds another player. But what do you make of the current roster that's constructed?
It's just tough because, you felt like the last several years you kind of knew what you were going to get. With the Kendrick Davis year, you knew you were getting Kendrick Davis. You knew you had DeAndre Williams. There were known commodities with that team. And even the next year with David Jones, Javon Quinterly, and Jaquan Walton, you were dealing in known commodities. Now, obviously, that season had other issues that made you feel like you didn't know what you were getting. But,
sure.
There was a point in time when they had Caleb Mills where, everything was clicking like you thought it would. And then last year when they had Tyrese Hunter and they had P.J. Haggerty, like you knew what you were getting out of those guys, out of Colby Rogers, out of Musa Cisse. My only thing with this year's roster is I just don't know what I'm going to get. Like I know what it's supposed to be. I know Aaron Bradshaw. I know what he's supposed to be, but he hasn't been that yet. I know what Doug McDaniel is supposed to be, and I know what he is. He's been what he is now for 3 seasons at the Division I level, but you know what? He's not made an NCAA tournament yet, and that kind of worries me. You feel like you know what you're getting with Zach Davis. He played 3 years in the SEC. You kind of feel like you should know what you're getting with Curtis Givens, the third. And I could keep going down the roster, but like I just can't. I just don't know. Like it's just one of those things where it's like
makes it fun.
Could they be great? Yeah. Could they be average? Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, it's gonna be fun to see these preseason or these exhibition games, and then when we finally get to the regular season. But Jason, as always, thanks so much for joining us, and we'll do it again soon.
All right, thanks, y'all. Good talking to y'all.
Good seeing you. Good talking to you. Jason Munns from the Commercial Appeal on the Tiger basketball beat, writing golf this week. About like everybody, all hands on deck this week. And he will be with us starting Friday, October 31st. All Halloween. Right. What a trick.
Ooh,
what a treat.
I was about to say, it's more of a treat than a trick.
To have Jason Munns. He will be with us from Friday, October 31st, all the way through the Tigers' exit our trip to the NCAA tournament. We hope a trip to the tournament sometimes in March. And when we get around to then, it'll be brought to you by, of course, Jim's Place Grill. They're part of our great sponsorship team this week. Jim's Place Grill, over 100 years of charcoal grill steaks, over 100 years of celebrations, family time, and lasting memories. You never have to call and make a reservation. But for this week, with all the golf world here and very close to Jim's Place, you might need to this week. The Terrace family, with their great touch for our community, recipes that date back to the beginning in downtown to now in Collierville at the railroad tracks at Poplar and Houston Levee. Great to see James Terrace out here today. It was fun to be there on Monday night, and it was packed on Monday night, so it's going to be packed the rest of the week, but they will make room for you online at jimsplacegrill.com. Don't forget the E in Grill, where every steak is grilled perfectly over an open flame. Come to Jim's and taste and see and feel the difference. Lunch hours Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Dinner hours Monday through Saturday, 5 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. Since 1921, a Memphis landmark. Hard work, values, and a dedication to their diners, the Terrace family. They've created that memorable dining experience. The lunch menu, the staples like the souffle maw, the shrimp cocktail, crab cakes, and those salad dressings, all homemade. At dinner, the calamari, the soups, the seafoods, and the steaks. Fillets, ribeyes, and strips. Great bar area at Jim's Place. Head out to Collierville and enjoy Jim's Place Grill.
Well, let's get to another break, and when we return, we'll talk some NFL.
We are real sports talk. Sports 56 WHBQ. Available on your radio dial at 560 AM and 98.5 FM, as well as around the world online at sports56whbq.com. Take us with you everywhere by downloading the Sports 56 app. And at home, just say, Alexa, play Sports 56. Wherever you are, stay tuned in to real sports talk. Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
I'm Gary York. I'm the service director at Lexus of Memphis. Our service department wants to be more than just a place where you get your oil changed. We do glass repair, windshield replacement, recalibration of your camera and sonar systems, even wheel repair, tire replacement, all the things you would expect from a luxury automotive dealer. Please check out our website. You can schedule your appointment, check out our specials, hours of operation, or if you'd like to do it in person, please reach out to one of our associates at 901-271-5199.
Hi, this is Troy Fiveash, owner of Fiveash Roof Services. Do you know what Penny Hardaway and I have in common? We should both be in that building celebrating the best basketball players of all time. Of course, I'll have to buy a ticket to get in, but he should already be there. But seriously, we both surround ourselves with the best people we can find. We work hard to achieve our goals, and we are both among the best in our respective fields. At Fiveash, we can't win titles or get national awards, but what we can and do strive to do is give 100% of ourselves to give you the best product possible and one you can be proud of. So if you need a roof, siding, or gutters, give us a call at 901-367-0050, and we will do everything we can to provide you the best of everything. Fiveash Roofing. Fair, honest, and ethical. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com.
Fiveash Roofing, it's what we do. We're here for you.
The good news is that this Memphis summer heat is supposed to break in October. The better news is that Bell Tavern, Memphis's perfect downtown neighborhood bar, is always nice and cool, and the beer at Bell Tavern is always ice cold. It's cool inside, but the staff and your fellow Bell Tavern visitors are just about the warmest bunch of folks you're ever going to meet. You don't have to live downtown to enjoy Bell Tavern. Everyone is welcome, as long as they act like grown-ups. That's the secret to Bell Tavern. Everyone there is expected to be friendly and adult. That's how you become a great neighborhood bar.
It's time to get loud, y'all. The FedEx St. Jude Championship kicks off August 6th through 10th. Don't miss your chance to watch the competition unfold as the PGA Tour's top 70 players take on TPC Southwind. Experience unmatched energy, fun fan activities at every corner, delicious Memphis bites, and much more. Get your front row seat to all the drama. Tickets are on sale now at FedExChampionship.com. Kids 15 and under get in free with a ticketed adult.
Now back to Sports Time on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Lexus of Memphis. Here are your hosts, Brett Stats Norsworthy and Bryant Dacus.
We're back into Sports Time. Bryant and Brett with you as we got a couple minutes left in this first hour. It's fun talking some Tiger basketball with Jason Munns. Like you said, he's not going to be too much longer before we're talking to him regularly, but we got to talk some NFL, and we know preseason getting started this week, and news coming out of who's going to be starting, who's going to be playing. I know a lot of people excited in this area. I mentioned it earlier, Jonah Dillon putting out on social media where every Tiger that's on an NFL roster,
Great
what
stuff.
team they're with. So I know a lot of people excited to watch preseason. I was telling Darian earlier this morning, the thing I love about whether it's Summer League in the NBA or whether it's preseason in the NFL is, you're not going to go and watch Summer League and see Kevin Durant out there. You're not going to watch preseason and see Josh Allen or Lamar Jackson out there for the most part. But, if you're a college football fan, if you're a college basketball fan, you're going to see a lot of guys that you saw on Saturdays, that you saw playing college basketball that were big-time players that are now trying to make it to the next level.
Life-changing.
I mean, it really is. And so it is really fun. And you see that struggle because in every sport, we think of these guys that are great in college, and a lot of times it's a struggle to make it to that next level. And so you see that struggle, and really, really fun to watch.
Brian, I've been talking about it the last few days and ready for it, and it happened. We had a big camp brawl today, and Mike Vrabel came out of the bottom of the pile bloodied.
Wow, I mean,
I bet he dealt some damage too.
Oh yeah, I mean, he is he's gonna throw some haymakers when he's in there, but you love it. I mean, it's a rite of passage with preseason training camps and with joint practices. You're going to get them. I mean, these guys, we always talk about.
I wouldn't mess with Mike Vrabel.
No, but we always talk about these guys are ready to hit somebody, but especially when it's the other team, they're certainly ready to go after them. And you're seeing that all over the place. Right?
Lead headline right now at ESPN.com.
I love it. You got to love it, and it just means it's almost like in the SEC where it just means more. It just means the NFL's here. It means we're close to the season.
And tonight, I would assume, certainly for the younger players, bid check night for 6 teams, 3 games tomorrow night. Colts at Ravens, Bengals at Eagles, Raiders at Seahawks. not even bad check for Joe Burrow.
No. Joe Burrow can do whatever he wants.
He can come in at sunup tomorrow morning.
Yeah, they are not worried about Joe Burrow or anything he does. But no, it's going to be fun tomorrow night, to watch all this golf out here for us tomorrow, for anybody that's coming out tomorrow to watch all the golf during the day, and then, to get out of here and go home and watch some NFL preseason. We talked about it. 2 of those 3 games are going to be on NFL Network. They're going to do a doubleheader, a game at 6, and then the late night game in Seattle. They'll have that game on NFL Network as well. So we'll get a good opportunity to see some NFL, see some young guys as well. So I'm really looking forward to tomorrow night.
Yeah, and a great way to enjoy those games tomorrow night and enjoy all the golf. And I know a lot of people, especially out here in the Southwind area, a lot of parties. Mm-hmm. Let Jason's Deli decorate your party, and cater your party. Step aside, let them step in. They've got it for every meal. How about that for all your friends you're going to have out to watch golf and enjoy college football? It's getting close to time to start planning for high school tailgates. And, of course, Tiger tailgates at Tiger Lane down at Oxford. Let Jason's Deli take care of everything for you. Same day, last minute orders welcomed. 5 or 5,000. They can't take care of the whole stadium, but they can take care of a lot of it for any meal, breakfast, lunch, or dinner. At lunchtime, the pasta feast, the soup for the group box, the plain Jane potato bar, all that and more for any catering event that you have. All the salads off the menu, like the Mesa chicken salad, the Big Chef salad, the chicken Caesar salad. Had it 2 weeks ago with our crew. Had the chicken Caesar salad. Healthy, first franchise in the nation to be trans fat free at Jason's Deli. They were healthy before it got cool. Everybody, that's the wave now. They've been doing it a long time at Jason's Deli in every location, whether it's at Ridgeway Road, Poplar and Highland, Olive Branch, and out in Cordova. They've got that great salad bar in every one, over 30 items to choose from, and you can prepare it however you'd like. Plenty of organic food to choose from, trans fat free food, healthy and good for you. With one deviation, if you're into the restaurant, into these restaurants, especially on these hot Memphis days, that complimentary free ice cream. Check them out online as well for all these great locations as well. Ridgeway, Poplar and Highland, Olive Branch, and Cordova. Check them out online at jasonsdeli.com.
Well, we need to get to another break. Before we do that, let me thank all of our sponsors one more time. Our title sponsor this week, Landers Ford in Collierville. Our leaderboard update sponsor, Sissy's Log Cabin. All our other great sponsors, Marshall Steakhouse, First National Bank and Trust, Jason's Deli, East Memphis Ace Hardware, Ronnie Grazzani's Lads, Napa Cafe, Memphis Mold Inspector, Memphis Men's Clinic, and Jim's Place Grill. Thank you so much for being with us this week. Well, we need to wrap up this first hour. When we return, we're going to talk some golf. We're going to make some picks. John Goen, he's up next.
Start your day with Sports 56 Mornings with Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy. Weekday mornings from 7 to 10, right here on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Uncorked flavor, Corky's barbecue. We're cooking it up, down home way. Hickory smoke flavor like the good old days.
Hey y'all, Jimmy Stovall here with Corky's Barbecue. With over 175,000 cars served in our drive-thru, 4,000 online pickup orders, and 1,500 party packs delivered to offices and events every year, Corky's is your trusted go-to barbecue for parties. Our party packs start at just $6.99 per person. You can choose 1, 2, or 3 meat combos, pick your favorite sides, and as you know, Corky's always gives you plenty of food, so you never worry about running out. Whether it's pickup or delivery, we've got you covered. Corky's makes it easy to impress your guests. Visit Corky'sBBQ.com to order for your next gathering today.
Uncorked flavor, Corky's barbecue.
When life crashes into you, literally, NST Law doesn't just show up with a briefcase. They show up with heart. They sit with families after devastating wrecks, look them in the eye, and say, "We've got you." No scripts, no legal jargon, just real people fighting for real justice. If someone turned your life upside down, NST helps you stand back up. They've been doing this for over 35 years and have won billions for their clients. NST is the way to go. Call 683-7000 or go to nstlaw.com.
Everywhere I go, I take my laptop with me, and I happen to be coming through Memphis. We had a big show that night, and I just recorded a gem of a song on my laptop. And what do you know, the whole thing crashes. I lost this brand new song, and of course I didn't remember it because I was blackout drunk. So I heard about Cooper Systems. I took my computer over to Cooper Systems, and they were able to save everything. All the live footage, all the work I have done. I tell you, Lee and Lauren Cooper are the best at saving computers. So if your computer crashes, don't fret, my love. Go to Cooper Systems. You can find them on the web at coopersystems.com or call them at 360-9679. I tell you what, Lee, Lauren, and I are going to party like rockstar snotty because I owe them $1 million. But they don't charge $1 million there, mate. And you know what? They even have new and used computers there too. So if you need to get your little ladder computer, hop in there and get you a used computer. If you need to upgrade your Apple or get you a brand new HP or something along those lines, coopersystems.com. I tell you what, I'll be back in Memphis again, and when I do, I'll go see Lee and Lauren at Cooper Systems.
Tito's Handmade Vodka is America's favorite vodka for a reason. From the first legal distillery in Texas, Tito's is 6 times distilled till it's just right and naturally gluten-free, making it a high-quality spirit that mixes with just about everything. From the smoothest martinis to the best Bloody Marys, beyond the bottle, Tito's has gained a reputation for giving back, teaming up with nonprofits around the world to serve its communities and do good for dogs. Make your next cocktail with Tito's and learn more at Tito'sVodka.com. 40% alcohol by volume, namely 80 proof, crafted to be savored responsibly.
Sports 56 traffic.
Good afternoon. Starting to build with more traffic volume leaving Midtown.
Broadcasting from the Family Leisure Studios, we are Sports 56, WHBQ Memphis, and W253DF Memphis. Now back to Sports Time on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour brought to you by Landers Ford and Collierville. Here once again are Brett Norsworthy and Bryant Dacus.
I don't want to give too much away because we're going to talk about it more at 4:30.
Right, with Brad Bellamy.
We got some new rejoin music.
We
in
sure
here.
do. We're very proud to
we
have Landers with us anytime, and we're going to talk to Brad about it. We're so very proud.
Yeah, no, it's going to be a lot of fun. Excited to talk about it more at 4:30. So stay tuned. But right now, we got to talk some golf. We'll make some picks a little bit later.
With our
in
good
the segment.
friend.
Our good friend.
Best of friends.
Hold on, I've already been told not good friend when I'm not on with you.
I mean,
John, that's John.
Granted, I told you guys earlier, I am ready for everything that's coming based off of what happened to my 2 picks last week. But but not surprised to also be told when I saw you guys that literally I have been trashed earlier in the week when I was not around to defend myself.
I don't know if I would say it was trash. Actually, it was actually a compliment.
I think scrutinized.
I don't think it was even scrutinized. I think it was a compliment, John, because we were talking about the event, and I had the realization that there's no cuts this week. So I said, well, it's good for John because he doesn't have to worry about a goose egg this week.
That is very complimentary.
So, I mean, it's a good.
But John, it is complimentary because through the years you've set such a high bar, being a professional you are, and a picker extraordinaire you are,
right?
And you've set such a high bar. We're really shocked, and I had to check again. Yes, 0. Keegan Bradley miscut. Akshay Bhatia WD 0 last week.
I'm sorry that Akshay did that for you. That's my guy.
It sounds like he's done it to all of us at one point this year. And then all the hype around Keegan last week, and he lays over on it. So,
how much pressure on him this week? Is it pressure for him to be player at Ryder Cup?
I think it's probably becoming greater pressure for him to be player on Ryder Cup.
I want him to do it.
It's been interesting. You've had some guys kind of step up. I mean, obviously, Cam Young's victory last week was
long time coming.
Yeah, I mean, talk about a guy who should have won some time ago. And then it's who kind of fills out the rest of the team after that. So it's going to be interesting to kind of see what shakes out over the span of the next couple of weeks, and who winds up being on the team. But I think that there is mounting pressure daily for Keegan to be on this team playing.
Mm-hmm. It'll be the first time since Arnold Palmer in '63. I didn't realize this, but in researching it, in the Wayback Machine, early days of the Ryder Cup 20s and 30s, it was almost standard operating for Walter Hagen to be playing captain. But now the duties are so much more. I won't say the pressure's more, But it really is playing Europe and not just Great Britain and Ireland. It really is more pressure.
Oh, absolutely. No,
and competition stuff.
Everything has changed over the span of the last few years with regard to the Ryder Cup and what it has become. And I think it basically started at Kiowa, when Europe kind of had their opportunity and lost there. And
Bernhard Langer hit one do right.
Yeah, Bernhard Langer. Amazing how well he can putt with a broomstick, but I think it started then, 91-ish, and then kind of went from there. And of course, as it's become bigger and bigger, it's become more important to the fans in many respects. But, I think as much as the American side has been talked about losing so much in the last decade or so, it seems to be becoming a little bit more important to the players as well.
Mm-hmm. When we get to Boston, when we get to New York to Bethpage Black, has Rory made it? Has he become the villain, the bad guy?
Well, I think, by not being here this week, for the American fans, absolutely, he more than likely has. For anybody in Memphis, he definitely has become.
I want him to leave crying.
So it's interesting. It's interesting the stance. He's the only player that is not here that qualified to be here.
It stands out, doesn't it? If it had been 4 or 5, he could have.
Different story.
Well, and to go down the personal side of it, you're now kind of shunning the number one sponsor of things on the PGA Tour and telling them that your event's not important to me.
Yeah.
Sure did.
Signature events, one thing, get it. You can bail out or whatever, but I don't.
Lost the timing award with Mr. Fred Smith.
Right.
With his passing. He did everything wrong.
Yeah. No,
Roy McIlroy did everything wrong.
It's definitely a bad look for Rory at this point. But it's not going to change, so he'll move on to BMW next week. And but it's something, again, and we've talked about this going into the playoffs. The tour has yet to really figure out the playoffs, in my opinion.
Right.
The playoffs don't make sense regardless of where we're at. It was bad when it was 4 events. It was bad when it was 2 events on and a week off and then 2 more events. It's been bad with 3 events because you still have the guys that are high enough up that can obviously skip the first event, or even the second event. The guys could have come here and they can skip next week and still make it to Atlanta. So, you need to figure it out to where guys have to play all 3 weeks. And that, is it that, points reset now, and then the top 50 guys go to BMW, and then the points reset again at BMW, and then the top 30 guys go on to Atlanta for the Tour Championship. Yeah. Are you going to get the guys who have played the most consistent through the course of the year? Maybe not. But, I think at that point, though, you're putting the onus back on them to have to play. Because if everybody goes back to 0 starting right now, Rory has to play in this event. Yeah. If not, he doesn't go to next week.
Yeah, it's a good point. We had someone at the station that made a point about, it feels like this is the only sport where in the playoffs, you don't have to show up. If Patrick Mahomes said, I'm not going to show up for a playoff game in the NFL, that would never happen. But here, so it feels like that it's something PGA has to do to fix it. But do you
think Shohei Ohtani's sitting out first round of the playoffs?
No chance.
How frustrating is it as a Memphis Grizzly fan that you can finish as a 2 seed, have the Lakers play like crap all year long, show up in the playoffs all of a sudden because that's what they can do, and they wind up knocking you. That is frustrating. That's frustrating.
John, do you think that with Rory skipping out this year, if something doesn't change before next year, that we could see other guys do the same thing and skip out of Memphis? Exactly, yeah.
You would tend to think, at least the guys in the top 10?
Sure. That's the thing. Guys top 10, maybe top 15 could
easily skip and be able to move on and not really care. So, it definitely opens the door, which, again, in the face of FedEx being a sponsor and everything else, is not the best look. Again, for your number one title sponsor, overall sponsor, FedEx Cup, giving you guys a ton of money. to not show up in Memphis for their event.
When we start talking golf with you every year, it's around the Masters, and we know that that's kind of the revival, the kickoff of the year for golf. Do you get an increase of play at Timber Truss? Is there a little more golf mania for you with the tournament in town?
Yeah, I mean, there's been an uptick. You know, I was really starting to wonder here for a little bit as to kind of what was going on. But, you know, as soon as the heat broke, I mean, they came out of the woodwork.
Right.
So, you know, where you're sitting here wondering, is it the weather? Is it this? Is it that? Or are we actually starting to see some decline? As soon as the weather broke last week, it has been Katie bar the door, which has been very interesting from that perspective. It's been great, and yeah, there's a little bit of an uptick. You know,
a lot of people like to play at your place in the morning, come here in the afternoon, or vice versa, or play all day Saturday and then come here on Sunday.
You'll get some of the tour guys, the tour van guys that might want to come down in the afternoon after they've wrapped up here Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or you know, somebody that has just got an afternoon free or something along those lines. But yeah, no, it definitely, you see a little bit more influx, you know, this week in particular.
Yeah. I think we've talked about it with you the last couple of weeks leading up to this, but obviously you can kind of explain it to us better. The renovations out here, you know, being out here kind of walking the course today, you can see it looks better, but kind of explain to people what has changed out here and what that will do this week for those players.
Well, I mean, you know, so it's a complete greens renovation and a complete tee renovation. The tees aren't going to make a massive difference, except for, you know, 2 has the potential of playing a little bit longer now. And
we saw that today.
And 11 has the potential of playing longer now, you know, because of that new tee box. You know, realistically, unless you really paid attention over the last however many years, you know, what Nick and the tour have done here with tee complexes in particular is just reduce the numbers. You've had so many little pods of tee boxes around so many of the holes, and now there's just, you know, there's about 4 larger tee boxes that now you can kind of combine things. It just makes it easier on multiple fronts. Greens-wise, there's not anything super duper, you know, big of a change, you know, larger things along those lines. The biggest one's the putting green, you know, did make larger, did definitely flatten it. You know, that putting green just didn't make a heck of a lot of sense. There's not a putt on the golf course that had that much break, that much slope in it from that perspective. Let's see, number 11, they took out the back right bunker and added some green back in there. So not that they're going to put a hole location there, but like that, there is a lot more green to the right of that pot bunker now, to where if you wanted to get diabolical, you could throw something back in there. The tour won't do it, but, you know, as a member guest hole location or whatever, I could see the staff doing it. 15 green, they didn't really change any of the slope, but they raised that green up an entire foot. Just a few years ago, we had a pretty torrential downpour. That green went underwater, so they raised it up a foot to make sure that would not happen again from, you know, with that creek being right there next to it. So, you know, no real major complex changes. Sure. They did change, you know, all the mix and gravel and they changed out everything as far as the absolute putting complex goes. But, you know, nothing major as far as slope change or anything along those lines. So, you know, realistically, greens will be firmer. You know, brand new greens are always going to be firmer. You know, I sent Nick a text right when we arrived earlier today, and I said, well, how hard was it to actually have to cut the first cup on the greens? And he's like, you know, it's there's definitely a little heartbreak in it. You know, and have to now go out and sand fill divots and things along those lines. But, you know, it's time. I know the members are going to be chomping at the bit here
Won't they be?
After the end of the week to be able to get back out. But he and the staff have done just a spectacular job, I think. It looks like he was able to get, you know, his mowing heights right where he wanted it. You know, green. The fairways look like many people's putting greens.
They really do.
Super duper tight. I think he's mowing, at like 350, well under a half an inch. Approaches and collars and everything, I think he's mowing roughly around a quarter of an inch, which is extremely low. Give these guys an opportunity to put putter in their hand. They did create some more roll-off areas around a lot of the greens, so you might see guys with putter in their hand a lot if they miss greens this week. So for a person who has been here for 22 years, experienced 16 of these things, a lot of what they did,
and the scars to prove it.
Right, exactly. To see what they've done in this renovation and how it makes sense is, just kudos to Nick and his whole entire group. I mean, they're a lot of hardworking guys.
Sure are. John, 4 par threes, 2 on the front, 2 on the back. The two on the back both have a lot of water. Water comes into play. I asked this question after Jordan Spieth had the trouble on number 12 at the Masters.
Mm-hmm.
In a practice round, would you ever go over for the water contested holes? Would you ever go over and practice from the drop area?
I probably not here so much, because it's not where the drop area is at. I think it's a little easier shot than it would be at Augusta. So, I mean, for the drop zone there is not going to be overly difficult. 14 or 11, I should say. It's that forward tee box right there. It's just a shorter shot over the green or over the water, to the green there. 14 could be a little interesting. I can't recall exactly, but I mean, when you get line of sight and everything else, you can change your angles to kind of simplify the golf shot a little bit. So it makes it easy from that perspective to kind of change your angles. Unlike at Augusta, where when it goes in there, your only line's back, and then you've got, that uphill, then you're, into a very shallow green that you're trying to hit a spinner into, and you kind of have to get a little cute with it. And, when you can't do that.
And your stomach's in knots.
Right. Yeah. Especially when you're Jordan and you were leading the golf tournament and then you wind up losing it.
Or Molinari, when Tiger won in 2019.
Yep, in 19, yep. Both him and Koepka.
Yeah.
Yep.
When Jack Nicklaus said they filled 12 with golf balls.
Yes.
They filled the pond.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's so to, I think back to the question is no, I don't think you practice short game shot from drop area here all that much, because I think at the end of the day you've got plenty of opportunity to kind of create the shot that you're wanting to and try to simplify it as much as possible.
Yeah.
The 5th major of the year, Memphis,
right.
double money.
Let's do it.
I have the first pick.
You have the first pick?
Know
hold on. Who? Let me guess. Go ahead.
Please. You guess.
You're going to pick Rory.
No, I am not. I'm going to pick Scotty Scheffler.
I thought he was going to pick. Aaron Rai or Akshay Bhatia.
I don't think Scotty Scheffler is going to win, but I'm not losing to him.
No, yeah, I think when you have the first pick, you got to take him. I mean, it feels pretty good.
So
I still want.
Scotty.
What number is that now? Make it. How many times have you picked Scotty this year?
Well, you said here in a couple weeks when we're done, you're going to have the total up, and so I need that total of how many times just you pick Scotty.
Every
Scheffler.
chance I've had, I've taken him.
Yeah,
I may lose. I'm not losing to him.
He's probably smart,
and I'm sure not.
Can't be mad.
I'm sure not flashing hook 'em horns, but I take Scotty Scheffler. John.
Yeah, John. That means you're up now.
Yeah,
second pick.
Second pick. Yeah.
That means you're.
Next to last.
Yeah, that's third place, right? Okay, just making sure. I was making sure. John, don't look at me like that. I was making sure. I was just getting everything straight in my head.
We still have like 3 weeks, right?
That's it.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. A couple weeks.
Gosh, I'm kind of all over the place here. I will take. I will take Xander Schauffele.
Okay.
I like it.
Xander.
You liked Keegan Bradley last week, and he missed the damn cut. Stats.
I was going to take him if you didn't. I loved him last week. Right?
Give me Big Ben Griffin. The stadium. Ben Hill Griffin Stadium at Florida Field. Yeah. I'll make Landon's pick since he's not here. Right. He wants Victor Hovland.
It's the one home match we have all year long, and Landon misses it.
Yeah, he's
Well,
on
he's in
vacation.
first place.
Little
Well, hold on.
vacay
When you
action.
make his pick,
He
you have
kinda
to
pulled
say
a Rory, didn't he?
with great
honor.
It is my pleasure
It
to
is
make
his pleasure, not
Right.
my pleasure to
Well,
make his pick.
my
but it's
pleasure
his
to make
pleasure.
his pick.
No, I have no pleasure in making his pick.
Landon kind of pulled a Rory this week, didn't
He really did.
Nobody's butchering him, for crying out loud. We haven't thrown him out to the
Well,
pasture
first
yet.
year, too.
That's right. Yeah, he'll be back tomorrow.
Doesn't matter.
He's just skipping out on Pro-Am. I think a lot of people want to skip
Doesn't
out on
matter.
Pro-Am.
Second pick, and even though it's not technically by our shock definition,
That's right.
but if this pick wins, you still win quad. And he's won here before. Harris English for me.
It's a good pick. It's a good pick. I'll give you that one.
One of 5 Memphis winners in this field of 69.
Wow. John?
Yeah. I will take Ludwig Oberg.
All right.
We've been waiting for him all year, haven't we?
We have
really
been.
have.
He's kind of been there a little bit lately.
How's this heat affect him?
Rounded.
Yeah.
Look, he's from Sweden.
Yeah.
Yeah. Played at Texas Tech. So,
That's
know,
true.
Right.
Down there in Lubbock.
Right. Used to the heat.
Yeah.
No, not a problem.
Right.
So many good golfers to choose from.
So many.
Let's give old Chris Gotterup a try. Why not?
Is that like spinning the wheel?
Maybe.
Hey, let's just
You know?
spin the wheel and see who my
Maybe.
second pick's
You
going
know?
to
He
be.
was a 3 weeks ago
Just
thing.
figure out where it's at. You know,
We're going to
see
spin the
what's
wheel
going.
and come up with Chris
Might as well.
Gotterup.
Might as well.
I love that guy.
Well, I don't love him yet. We'll watch him this week and we'll see if we fall in love
It
with
may
him.
not matter whether you love him or not.
Yeah, well, with great honor.
Great honor.
Landon is going to take Daniel Berger.
One of the 5 winners here. Won twice.
That's right. That's
John had a
Back-to-back?
hamburger named after him.
How about
In
that?
the pro shop, didn't you? Or
Is it
clubhouse?
back-to-back?
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Possibly.
We had a Daniel Berger burger.
Look, that's like 7, 8, 10, 12 years ago. I
You've been
can't-
fixing tractors since
I
then.
can't
haven't
even
you?
remember what happened this morning. Well, I can because it was so frustrating. But, that's a whole other conversation.
Well, tell us about your great course. at
Yeah,
Timber
I
Trust.
mean, clearly we could still we have continued to dodge rain. It's just been an amazing stretch for us. I think, I shared, our average rainfall for the month of July is 4.5 inches, and we got just over 0.2 of an inch of rain the entire month of July. So, it is firm, it is fast, but it still is a great time. We're doing everything we can to kind of keep things as green as possible, but I don't think there's enough water in DeSoto County for us to be able to turn anything back
You
green
need the
right now.
Almighty to help you.
Yes. Yep. So, but overall things are good. Greens are good.
You know
We've
you're going to
recovered.
get that 2-inch rain in 20 minutes.
Oh yeah, no.
I'm
And then
shocked
I'll
you didn't get that rain last night. I drove through a monsoon last night.
No.
Wow.
They talked years ago about building a dome in Tunica over a golf
They sure
course.
did. Indoor golf, they
I
sure
think they
did.
built it in Olive Branch right now. But, golf course is in good shape. Just things are just real firm, a little on the Scottish Open side.
Yeah.
Real happy with the direction things are going. I mean, happy we've recovered from airification. Actually got some new equipment in a couple of days ago that we're starting to kind of test out in a few areas. So, hey, it finally happened, Brett. It finally happened. Carryover
Let's
skiing
go.
tomorrow night.
Let's go.
Yes.
First time, I think, in a year and a half or so.
John, have an eagle.
Oh, yeah.
Your team.
Could maybe,
Maybe,
possibly.
maybe.
You never know.
Pot's right.
Pot's right. So happy about that. We might already be full. I can't even, remember. We were filling up pretty fast for tomorrow night. So if you got a chance, give us a call, 662-895-3530 to be able to get into the two-man scramble tomorrow night. Our boondoggle event, two-man scramble for 2 days. So we'll flight everything, and then we have a championship shootout on Sunday. Is next weekend, 16th and 17th, so the weekend after the FedEx. Great time. We do tea prizes for everybody. Food's included. Get a couple drink tickets. Your golf for both days is included. Call us. Visit our social media pages on Facebook and Instagram at Timber Trust Golf Course to be able to get more information on that. But I think we got a few spots left for that as well. But I'm sure that we will get full before the event here next weekend. So great time. We're kind of getting to that heart of fall golf. The kids are back in school, so should be a really good time to be able to get down to North Mississippi and play some golf and enjoy yourself right before football season's getting ready to kick off. So
thank you, John. And the most sincerity we ever speak in. Yeah. You got the real heart and soul here today with Christine here.
Right? Yep. No.
The real boss.
Always got to bring her with me just to make you guys be a little bit nicer.
Well,
if we've been on good behavior.
And I'm going to sit here now that I can actually witness in person the off-air conversation as I take the headphones off to see how I get trashed here.
Well, I'll be honest. I think I'm starting to regret my Chris Goddard selection. So I don't know if we'll be bashing on you today. I don't know.
We're going to take it easy.
Yeah,
all right,
right.
fellas.
Thanks, John.
Have a great
Thank
week.
you so
Enjoy
much.
the golf tournament.
Right
We'll talk to you next week.
We'll talk to you next
You
week.
got it. John, go and talking golf with us from Timber Trust Golf down in DeSoto County. And you can have a good time down there for sure. One of our great sponsors this week. It includes East Memphis Ace Hardware. Shop locally with your friends at East Memphis Ace Hardware at 5143 Quince at Quince Station Shopping Center, where the nice people are helpful and knowledgeable with great employees that will get to know you, and that customer loyalty program you can be a part of. I hear from so many people that always want that old-fashioned hardware store, like, whatever town you were from, or here in Memphis, but kind of small town USA. We have it here, and we've had it here. It's what Janelle and Jarrett Carter, what they built and what they maintain. Plants, tools, lawnmowers, grills. Did I say grills? Big green eggs flying out of there. Thank you so much to everybody that's gotten one. Getting close to football season where you can enjoy that Traeger, gas grills, charcoal grills, flat top grills, Weber, Blackstone, East Memphis Ace Hardware, with everything you need to get cooking. Knowledgeable advice on how to choose the perfect grill for you. Outdoor power equipment, paint and supplies, tools. Decorate that yard for football season with tigers and all the SEC yard decor. And we got a big announcement coming up about our sponsor of the 4 o'clock hour. Want to announce that the East Memphis Ace Hardware will be with us all football season, bringing you on Tuesday Tiger football talk at 3:30, on Thursday Ole Miss talk at 4:30, and on Friday Ty Richardson with us talking Razorbacks. Outdoor living with patio furniture, coolers, all the brands, Steel, Toro, Milwaukee. Ace really is the helpful place in East Memphis Ace Hardware, the local friendly place at 5143 Quince in Quince Station Shopping Center at Quince and White Station.
Well, we're really excited. You heard the rejoin music when we started this hour, but Landers Ford, we're so excited to have them with us. And when we come back from this break, Brad Bellamy going to join us to talk a little bit about Landers Ford. So don't go anywhere. You're listening to Sports Time.
Be sure to follow us at Sports56 WHBQ on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube to watch live video of our shows, stay up to date with station events, and have chances to win prizes. Don't miss out on anything that's going on. Follow us at Sports56 WHBQ.
Maria's Cantina in South Haven is not your average Tex-Mex joint because they're serving up Mexican with a twist. Maria's Scratch Kitchen is the most creative and diverse menu around. Beyond the traditional huge quesadillas, chimichangas, and fajitas, Maria serves up hand-rolled Latin egg rolls, Cajun and Creole items like catfish, gumbo, and boudin balls, as well as the best sandwiches and 8-ounce burgers in town. Wash it all down with a house margarita for only $5.50 and happy hour every day till 6. MariasCantina.com, 6717 Airways, Mexican with a twist.
Struggling to sleep in the summer heat? Tossing, turning, and constantly kicking off the covers? You're not alone. It's tough to get a good night's rest when the heat won't let you unwind. That's where Cozy Earth comes in. I'm Tyler, founder at Cozy Earth. We designed our bamboo bedding to keep you cool no matter how high the temperature rises. Our best-selling bamboo sheets are crafted from breathable, moisture-wicking fabric that adjusts to your body temperature, so you stay cool, dry, and comfortable all night long. No more sweaty nights or restless sleep. Hot nights, humid mornings, Cozy Earth has you covered. Experience the difference with a 100-night sleep trial and a 10-year warranty on all bedding products. Love them or send them back, but trust me, you won't want to.
Upgrade your summer. Visit CozyEarth.com. Use code CozyComfort and save up to 40% on temperature-regulating sheets, apparel, and more. That's CozyEarth.com, code CozyComfort. Sleep cooler, lounge lighter, stay cozy.
The best golfers on the PGA Tour are coming to Memphis to kick off the FedEx Cup playoffs at the FedEx St. Jude Championship. Sports 56 and 98.5 FM will be broadcasting live at TPC Southwind throughout the day, Wednesday through Friday, keeping you up to date with the latest tournament news. Our coverage from TPC Southwind on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM is brought to you by Landers Ford in Collierville. It's also sponsored by Sissy's Log Cabin, First National Bank and Trust, Ronnie Grisanti's, Lads, The Mold Inspector, and Jim's Place Grill. This traffic report brought to you by Salt Sports Bar and Bistro, 3101 South Mendenhall Road, where great food meets the big game.
Sports 56 traffic.
Good afternoon. It's really just now starting to get a little bit busy out here in a couple of spots where it normally does. This time of the afternoon, 240 South at South Parkway. Several EMS calls out here in the last 15, 20 minutes. Got traffic's on the increase trying to get south of Memphis. That's really starting to build now as you work your way 55 southbound through South Haven on into DeSoto County. Hey, Weimer's Jewelry serving Memphis now for well over 40 years. No matter what the occasion is, you will save a lot of money by shopping local at Weimer's Jewelry on Highway 64. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Now back to Sports Time on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour brought to you by Landers Ford in Collierville. Here once again are Brett Norsworthy and Bryant Dacus.
Going back into Sports Time, Bryant and Brett with you. We're out here at TPC Southwind. Brett done that rejoin. Sounds so good. Oh, man, it sounds so good. We're so excited to have Landers Ford with us every afternoon in our 4 o'clock hour. And right now, Brad Bellamy with us at the table. Talk a little bit about Landers Ford. Brad, how you doing this afternoon?
Man, I'm fantastic.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. I mean, what a blessing of a day.
We
Some
appreciate
of these
you.
Pro-Am days have not been great. A couple years ago, we got rained out.
Yeah.
But
biblical rain a couple years ago.
Oh, man, but perfect day today. I mean, and I feel like the crowds were pretty good today, too.
Oh,
Better
yeah.
than the years past.
Crowds were good, cooler than last week. Not as cool as Monday and Tuesday. And I started today saying, this is kind of the sideways shot day. You see some different shots today.
Yeah, absolutely. But, man, we're so excited to be out here, be partnering with you guys this year. It's such a great event for us. Landers Ford, for about 20 years now, has been providing these vehicles to the pros. So what they're driving this week, we're going to be selling next week. And we're really excited about it. You know, one of the nice things for us, because we've been doing this for a long time, and the field used to be a lot bigger for the tournament in Memphis. Well, now, with it being a playoff event, we're down to 70 players. So we got 100 vehicles as part of the golf tournament. But these guys care so much more about winning this golf tournament. So we don't have the vehicles showing back up with 500 miles because they went back and forth to Tunica 16 times. Right? I mean, they're here to win. I mean, it's a $20 million purse. I mean, I know you guys were talking a little bit about Rory McIlroy a few minutes ago and a decision not to play this week, but these are big purses. I mean, and there's no cut, so everybody that shows up is getting paid.
Yep.
And so, you know, for somebody like Rory, maybe he doesn't care as much. And I do think it's a little bit of a struggle now with the fact that the Tour Championship, everybody starts at zero. So other than getting a big purse in the next 2 weeks, the guys in the top 20 are pretty much in the top 20.
Right.
And it's going to be hard for them to get knocked out.
And you got on-course intel today. You saw some really sharp play.
Man, it was a good day. We didn't play with this person, but there's a rookie on tour that won in Detroit. And
won at the Rocket.
I heard he had 6 birdies in 9 holes. So,
and Brad is very partial to Detroit. Huge Tigers fan.
Big Tigers fan.
Wow.
I was on the corporate side with Ford for 18 years. Spent 12 in Michigan, and so he came out on the course today. And one of the groups that he played with, I was talking to him in the clubhouse, and they said he was on fire. But the cool thing is, they said it was a great experience. He was hanging out with them. He was joking with them. He was relaxed.
Yeah.
And you know, when I look at the guys out here and who's grinding, who's engaged with the players, that some of these guys don't want to be here for this Pro-Am. They're out there because they have to be. And then you got the other guys. I had a friend that was a standard bearer with Jason Day's group this morning. He said the whole entire time, Jason's cutting up with the guys. Right. He's giving them tips. A few years ago, our group had John Daly. And John Daly,
Mr. Pro-Am.
he took one of the guys' putter. He's like, man, you keep missing your putts. And he looked at it. It was a Scotty Cameron putter. And he goes, here's your problem. He bent it 3 inches. He made 6 putts in a row.
Oh, man.
He's like, John Daly's the greatest guide I've ever had. So, but it's a lot of fun to be out here and getting to talk to the players a little bit. We got brand new expeditions this year. So 2025, a completely refreshed expedition, brand new technology, brand new screens. And so talking to the players today about their experience in driving these things, and they're all so excited about it because it's the first time they've been in it. And because of this, the significance of the event, both the guys that our group was with today, they brought their whole families here. And so the families are out, riding around in these things. The other thing I wasn't aware of until today is they have a daycare on tour. And I didn't know that, but they have a daycare on tour. So they get to go hang out at daycare while their spouses come out to watch the golf tournament, which I thought was really neat that they do that.
Well, Brad, you know it in the business you're in. Customer service, customer appreciation, you really have to have it. For these guys that are affable and accessible and treat you like a king for what you've paid to be in this, it costs the same thing to be nice as it does to not be. And they do this. And for you, dealing with the public, I see it, I feel it, I know it out at Landers. Your customers really are king.
Well, we do what we can. Every day our goal is to take care of people. And if you take care of people, everything's going to come along with it. One of the big things that we offer, and we've been doing this now for a few years, is complimentary pickup and delivery. Because we know, especially like people that work Monday through Friday, the last thing they want to do on Saturday is have to get their vehicle serviced. They don't want to deal with any of the crap that that just not the fun stuff, right? They want to spend time with their kids, and now with competitive sports schedules, it's hard to get anything done.
Brad did it for me last spring. I'm at the NC basketball tournament spring, and he took care of me, personally took care of me, so very kind. And he texts me, he goes, okay, a little bit freaky driving your vehicle listening to you.
On the radio. Yeah, that was a different experience. And like we had the Carterville kickoff, so we're big, supporters of the Carterville School District. Same thing with Germantown and some other schools around the area, and got the naming rights with the stadiums, and just one of the things that's great
at his alma mater.
I was about to say I was playing football at Houston when we got that new turf field, so we appreciate it. Houston,
and now they came out with the Mayor's Trophy between Houston and Carterville, and so we're thinking it should be called the Landers Cup.
Oh, absolutely!
It should
at this
be.
point.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's the Landers Bowl when they play each other.
Yeah,
absolutely.
But we were at their kickoff event Tuesday, and just telling the teachers like, we'll come to your school, we'll pick it up, we'll have it back to you by the time your day's over.
Yeah.
And they love that. And we're all dealing with more recalls now with vehicles, and so we have 2 mobile service vehicles that will go, and if it's a recall that get done, inspections or updates, we can go to the person's house, the person's business, and take care of it that way, because we want to meet the customer where they want to be met. Some people don't want us driving their cars. They want to bring them in. Some folks that are retired are looking for something to do. And they like our coffee. Not everybody does, but some do. And so
I like your waiting area.
It's nice. And you know what? It's one of those things we updated a few years ago, and it still stayed nice. And we actually pay for the premium Folgers dark silk coffee, so it's actually pretty good compared to some other dealer coffees.
Just the best.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
So how many cars? You have 100 cars out this week?
We have 100 out here this week. We also have some display vehicles that are out here as well, but they're going to be ready. We're going to get them back on Monday. I don't know if you guys saw both the PGA Tour and on our own social media. We posted the video, and it's quite the event. Like it's before the tournament.
The delivery
starts,
day. Yes, I saw it.
So we, 8 o'clock in the morning, we're all ready to go. We got the vehicles lined up. Everyone's numbered, so we know which pro has which vehicle. And man, the tournament and the volunteers with the tournament are phenomenal. I mean, we had 25 folks this year, which makes it such a quicker process. And even Joe Tomic, who runs the tournament, his whole entire team came out and supported us. And then we have police escorts that get them off the lot, and then we just pray there's no train, right? So we have to veer right instead of going straight at Houston Levy and Poplar.
How were the prayers answered?
Answered.
Good.
Oh man, it was hot.
Yeah.
It was probably the hottest day we've had yet since doing it. But the AC in those vehicles works, and so you can sit in there a little bit longer if you need to.
We've heard the rejoin at 4 o'clock and coming back, and we've talked about Landers being on board with us sponsoring our 4 o'clock hour. We're so appreciative. And when we get to football season, during college football starting that Friday, which will be August 29th, we will have Brad on because Brad really does. Brad keeps up with it great. I don't know how you do it with all you have to do. Great family man, great businessman, great in the car business. But Brad's going to do picks with us at 4:40 every Friday. We need some locks.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to it, guys. I love college football. It's amazing, like, how much my cell phone usage increases from the end of August to, like, February. It's like 10 hours, and all of a sudden, like it's 3.
Yeah.
It's like, I mean, it just. But I mean, I love football, and it's so much fun. Ever since they opened up the ability for us to throw a couple of dollars on things here, I mean, it makes every game fun and different, first quarters and whatever else. And, I mean, Army was the first quarter kings last year.
Oh man, tell me about it.
So,
that was automatic every single week.
But man, I mean, this week at this tournament, I think you got some players. I like Harris English. Yeah. He's been playing probably the best golf he's played in a while.
Yeah,
coming into
and
this
hungry
tournament.
for the Ryder Cup.
And
Plenty of incentive.
And he's won here before, so I like Harris English this week. I think Scotty's been so hot. I mean, he's on another level right now. Yeah.
If you had to pick a college football Final Four right now, who would you pick?
Oh my gosh,
that's tough. I know.
Especially with the portal and NIL and everything else. I mean, I'm struggling just to pick the top 5 in the SEC right now.
We got to learn our teams.
Yeah,
Brad, I said at SEC Media Days, and not just because I love it and I throw everything I have into that event, but I think it serves a practical use, more practical use now than ever, to go learn all these teams. Arkansas has 60 new players.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to go learn the teams.
Well, and that's why I really like, and I could be totally wrong, but I really like Clemson this year.
We do too.
We sure do.
Because we sponsor the Touchdown Club. We hear a lot of these guys come and speak. I mean, in the spring we had Cole Kublik come in, and Roman Harper and Greg McElroy, and they're all talking about, what everybody's done in the SEC this year. But Clemson has, the offensive and defensive line are so important. And you got so much transfer portal action going on that when you have all these offensive linemen that are the plug and play, they just can't communicate. I mean, it's a dance, right? And
right, especially offensive line.
And so
you got to have a symphony in the offensive line.
And you look at Alabama last year; they couldn't run the ball outside of Milroe, and I think a big part of that was their offensive line hadn't played together.
Ole Miss couldn't run the ball last year, but who could in the SEC? Tennessee could.
Right.
And they rode that run game.
They did.
Yeah, but then they got destroyed by Ohio State.
Right.
When we all had them. Who did you like going into that game?
I mean, I liked Ohio State because of Columbus, but everybody else.
We bit hard.
I mean,
I was calling straight up upset. It wasn't close.
And, I mean, it's a great play. It's a great atmosphere.
Sure
I mean, Columbus is amazing. I was very blessed right out of college to be able to go to the Vince Young Ohio State-Texas game.
Oh,
and
yeah.
That was the year that Texas won the national championship. And basically, you had your precursor to the national championship game. Because in that game, Vince Young scrambled for a touchdown at the very end of the game to beat Ohio State. That's how they win the national. They weren't in the national championship those days if they didn't hit that. And then he does the same thing against USC in the national championship game. And, but, I mean, that was one of the best atmospheres I've ever been at a college football game. The best one I've ever been at was a national championship game when LSU won against Clemson. With
At the
Burrow
Dome.
there at the Dome right before COVID changed the world.
Sure did. And OBJ, Odell Beckham, out making it rain after the game.
Cigars.
Handing out cash.
Cigars inside. Orgeron's still not speaking anything we can understand.
No, we had closed captioning at the bottom of the screen.
Sure That's right.
Fred Orgeron. Could me and you have won a national championship with that team? Or do we need to give Orgeron a little credit?
You got to give him a little bit of credit because he figured out a way to pay the guys before it was out in the open. But I mean, and that's like Auburn this year. I've heard they have a top 5 payroll. I don't see how you go from not having a winning program over the last few years. I mean, they had so many games won last year that they just choked away.
Sure did.
And so, do they make that switch, paying all that money? And I think. The Maryland head coach just talked about it.
Mike Loxley.
Yeah, just came out and said,
He
I
destroyed his locker room.
I lost the team last year because I couldn't manage my payroll. I couldn't manage all these guys not being able to play with each other.
The envy.
And so, that's such a new and weird dynamic of these guys trying to manage that. You're trying to manage the media. You're trying to manage mommy and daddy and playing time.
And an agent.
And it's a whole new world. Yeah. And now – how do you get the guy, the next in line guy at the end of the year to stick around that you've been trying to develop because somebody else is offering to pay him some money to go somewhere else? Yeah. But, I think to answer your question, I think Oregon, I still like Oregon. I think Dan Lanning's an awesome coach.
Yeah,
and are they going to get there? Is this the year they finally get to that next spot? I think you're going to have two teams. I think the SEC is going to bounce back this year. I don't see them not being in the national championship game. Problem is, I don't know exactly which team it's going to be.
Feels like forever being out 2 years.
Yeah.
Brad Bellamy from Landers Ford, he will be back with us on Friday at 4:30. Tomorrow, Don Kitchens will visit with us, and Brad will be with us every Friday making college football picks, about 4 or 5 every Friday, starting Friday, August 29th. Brad, we'll see you back with us on Friday here.
We're looking forward to it. Guys, come out and see us. We got a great selection of these Expeditions and Explorers. They're demo price at supplier pricing to sell them as soon as they get back from the tournament. We're having them ready for you.
Brad, I've done it before with copy, but I've never done it kind of just really live. And I've been waiting all day to do this with you. If it doesn't say Landers,
you paid too much.
I've been waiting all day to do it.
Nailed
Thank
it.
you, Brad.
Thank you, guys.
Well, Brad, before you go, actually, we just kind of threw in the Detroit Tigers there, and we stopped talking about them. Can they go on the big run this year?
Oh, man. They had that lull.
Yeah.
And over the last, few weeks, they've kind of gotten out of it now. I hope so.
Yeah,
great manager.
I mean, it's been
they're a fun team to watch. I like watching them.
It's been 84 was the last time they won the World Series. I was at the ALCS when Nelson Cruz hit the 3-run homer in the 11th inning. My wife was 8 months pregnant.
Oh, wow.
We had a 3-hour rain delay. She was so upset.
I told you
with
he was
me.
a diehard.
Yeah.
I told you.
Right.
And it's such a fun experience to look back on. But man, I hope this is the year. It's. I love the fact that they've built from the ground up. I mean, it's not a team that they've paid all this money for all these free agents. I mean, they've really grown this talent.
It's a team.
And man, the excitement level in Detroit right now with the Tigers is phenomenal.
Yeah.
It's phenomenal.
Yeah. Well, it's going to be fun to watch. They're a fun team to watch. So I hope it is a long season for them. But, Brad, again, thanks so much for joining us.
Absolutely. Thank you guys for having me. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Brad. Brad Bellamy with Landers Ford joining us. You're going to hear a whole lot more of Landers. You're going to hear a whole lot more of Brad here in the next couple of months when we talk every Friday with him picking some college football. But let's go ahead, get to another break, and when we return, it'll be time for Big Number of the Day.
Broadcasting from the Family Leisure Studio, we are Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Here's what sets NST Law apart. They don't just work in Memphis, they ride for Memphis. From school fundraisers to courtroom battles, they show up where it matters. And when someone in this city gets hurt, NST goes toe-to-toe with insurance giants. No fear, no favors. It's not just the law to them, it's loyalty. And if you ever need backup after a crash, NST's got your back. NST is the way to go. Call 683-7000 or check out nstlaw.com.
Hi, this is Troy Fiveash, owner of Fiveash Roof Services. I wanted to take a minute and discuss advertising with you. There are so many websites that list the best service provider in your area. Even the BBB has an accredited list. You know the one thing they all have in common? A company like mine has to pay to get on that list. So that begs the question, can those lists be trusted? You know what can be trusted? History. We've been around for almost 30 years providing customers with the best service and the best products that we possibly can. So if you need a roof, siding, or gutters, give us a call. We'll come talk to you and let you decide for yourself whether or not we know what we're talking about. Fiveash Roof Services. Best products, best warranties, and in many cases, the best price. We're fair, honest, and ethical. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com.
Fiveash Roofing, it's what we do. We're here for you.
Newsflash. Family Leisure needs your help. Family Leisure has a warehouse full of inventory, and they need it cleaned out. Do your part to make room for new items, and you get great deals on almost everything. Listen up. All in-stock patio furniture, it's up to 80% off. You can get a 4-piece deep seating set for under $1,000. Chaise lounges. You buy one and you're going to need another, and that other one will be one half off. All Polywood furniture, it's now 20 to 30% off. You buy any dining table, you're going to get an umbrella absolutely free, and they're not cheap. Now, is financing available? You better believe it. Special financing is a go. To sum it all up, Family Leisure has got to clear out its warehouse inventory, which means you're going to rack up the savings. Help Family Leisure clear out the warehouse. Family Leisure, Whitten Road at I-40, where family and fun come together to clean out the warehouse.
Now back to Sports Time on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour brought to you by Landers Ford in Collierville. Here once again are Brett Norsworthy and Bryant Dacus.
And she says,
Big Daddy.
Hello, Big Brand.
It's a guy, he wants to be big, then he gets big, he doesn't want to be big anymore, then he gets small, but the suit's too big.
Big Daddy.
The big boy.
You're a big guy. I think she's trying to pull a fast one on Big Daddy.
The big number of the day.
Well, Brett, we switched it up yesterday because we were so excited about being out here. Now we're out here. I'm even more excited, so I think we should switch it up again today.
Switcheroo 2 days in a row?
2 days in a row. What a day.
Well, that's becoming the norm then.
Yeah, how about that?
We got to switcheroo back
That's
at some
right.
point, but I'll be glad to. My big number is the number 14. We talk about how great this field is in almost every twosome. We got one lone player, but you could almost throw a dart and hit something great to see. And out of this field, out of 69 players, 14 major winners in this tournament.
Wow.
So, there are a couple that you have both in, a couple just a solo, but you go through almost this entire field. You can't miss on a grouping with 14 major winners. I don't know that we've ever had that many, even in the elevated playoff bigger profile times that we've been in since 2019 out here. I don't know that we've ever had that many major winners.
No,
there were a lot of years we were proud to have 4 or 5.
Sure, yeah, but no, I mean, getting top 70 here, I mean, you're going to have the big hitters on tour, and we're definitely getting them this week. I'm excited about it. I'll be completely honest with you, Brett. I lied a little bit. It wasn't really my excitement that we had to pull a big switcheroo. My phone wasn't working. I couldn't pull up my big number, so I just had to.
So you just bought time saying big switcheroo,
That's
huh?
right. That's exactly. I felt bad about it, so I just had to let everybody in on it. But that's what really happened. My big number, Connor's going to love this big number. It is the big number 8. This comes from OptaStats. Colson Montgomery of the Chicago White Sox has 8 home runs and 0 walks over his last 12 games. He is second. He is the second rookie in the modern era to have 8 or more home runs and 0 walks over a 12-game stretch. The other one, care to guess? You know him well.
What team?
Your team.
Currently with the Cardinals?
No. And Brett, I'll be completely honest. Well, that might give it away. But yeah, your team.
Long time ago?
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, I wouldn't say a long time ago, but I'll say this. Maybe take a look at these home runs and tell me were they really, was there something added to these home runs?
Oh, Mark McGwire.
Mark McGwire, only the second player to have 8 or more home runs, 0 walks over a 12-game span. He joins Mark McGwire. It's a good club to join. Now, maybe I start having questions about Colson Montgomery. I don't know.
You know what you need to start doing to that guy? Quit throwing him strikes.
Yeah, that's right. I mean,
throw something in the dirt. See if he'll
force him to walk or
wave
something.
at it.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, very clearly he's not going to walk. So I mean, maybe try to pitch around that strike zone and really see if he's
quit
ever
feeding him fastballs.
Yeah, honestly. But Colson Montgomery, he's been fun to watch for the White Sox. According to Connor, hottest team in baseball. I don't know how much I buy that, but he has been fun to watch, and we'll see if he can continue doing this.
Leaps and bounds better than last year.
Oh yeah, no, I mean it would have been. It would have been borderline impossible.
And they're in a big series right now against Seattle, your American League
That's
team.
right, yeah. And it didn't go so great for the White Sox last night. We'll see what they can do tonight. But I am happy to report, Brett, the Yankees finally won a game.
They needed it.
They needed it bad.
Yankees have taken it in a lot of heat.
They really have. Now 61-54 with the win, a 3-2 victory over the Rangers. Early, it didn't look like they were going to get that win. Rangers win up early. Yankees able to come back and retake the lead and get that win. But a lot of day games today around Major League Baseball. I want to take a quick minute, talk a little bit about what's been going on today. Orioles all over the Phillies, 5-1 the final score there. Just talking Detroit Tigers with Brad Bellamy. Glad he stepped away before we start talking about this. Not their day. 9-4 loss against the Twins. The Cubs get a 6-1 win over the Reds. And Brett, we were so close. We were so close to a no-hitter this afternoon. Gavin Williams with the Guardians. He takes a no-hit bid into the 9th inning. I'm texting. You know how I am, Brett. I'm very superstitious. I'm texting one of my buddies, and I'm saying, hey, man, I really like this Mets in Guardians game. You should maybe switch it over to it. Maybe you should change the channel and watch this game. I don't want to say we have a no-hit bid going on because that would that would jinx it.
They don't know we're talking about it.
He texts me back, and he said, I don't need to see a no-hit bid if that's what you're alluding to. And I said, okay, well, why am I even watching anymore? Because you just said it. Now he's going to blow it. He's not going to get the no-hitter. And he comes back out in the 9th inning, gives up a home run to Juan Soto, and the no-hit bid.
So you think you affected it?
I didn't affect it. My buddy affected it. I didn't say anything.
You think your buddy affected it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Does he think he affected it?
No. But
he did not.
I think he did. I absolutely think he did. If there's a no-hitter going on, you don't talk about the no-hitter, Brett. You know that.
I'll always text no-hitter
well,
alert.
Yeah. Well, Brett, no, I know.
Kind of like when I texted 57 alert.
You'll text me. You'll text me when both my golfers are looking good on a Sunday morning. You'll text me and talk about it. I know that for a fact. It's happened 2 or 3 times this year with the golf picks. But we are having a lot of fun out here at TPC Southwind. The first day we'll be out here. We'll be out here the rest of the week through Friday. I want to thank all of our great sponsors making this week possible. Our title sponsor, Landers Ford in Collierville. Our leaderboard update is going to be from Sissy's Log Cabin and all of our other great sponsors. Marshall Steakhouse, First National Bank and Trust, Jason's Deli, East Memphis Ace Hardware, Ladd's Napa Cafe, Memphis Mold Inspector, Memphis Men's Clinic, Jim's Place Grill, and Ronnie Grizzani's. Let me tell you a little bit about Ronnie Grizzani's because it is the first name in Memphis Italian food. It's Ronnie Grizzani's in Regalia. Stop by for lunch and get the Italian favorites with the crisp, cold Miss Mary salad, the lobster tower, the fried green tomatoes, or the crab stack. Monday through Saturday, stop in for lunch. And Ronnie Grizzani's, they also have you covered for catering. Check out the entire lunch catering guide at ronniegrizzani's.com. Get the Elfo's special salad and Italian bread, only $14 per person at Ronnie Grizzani's. They'll bring it to you. Give them a call, 901-850-0191. Pick up a pan of the lasagna at Ronnie Grizzani's at Regalia, or check out the bulk menu at ronniegrizzani's.com. Get your favorites at home like chicken Alfredo, ravioli, Italian spinach. You can pick it up curbside or they'll deliver it to your door free within 4 miles of Regalia. And don't forget about the bar, especially these hot days. Stay cool with the cocktail list and get the steak while you're there checking out the cocktails like the 8-ounce Gorgonzola and bacon-wrapped filet. Try it and thank me later. You can also find it in stores in High Point Grocery, Super Low on Spotswood and Goodman Road, and Buster's Liquor. Make lunch and dinner easy at Ronnie Grizzani's, a Memphis tradition since 1909. Well, let's get to a break, wrap up this hour, and when we return to start our third and final hour, Doug Bell from PGA Tour Radio will be talking this event. We'll also be talking about who he thinks will win, Rory not being here. A lot to get to. That's next on Sports Time.
Join the voice of the Tigers, Dave Woloshin, for Wolo and Friends. Weekday mornings from 10 to 11 here on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Marshall Steakhouse is a feast for the eyes as well as the body. Enjoy all American USDA prime steaks, aged 30 days or more, and other delicious meats and sides. Marshall Steakhouse in Holly Springs, named the #1 steakhouse in Mississippi by the Food Network, and named in the top 2 most legendary steakhouses in the South by Southern Living Magazine. Make reservations today and get free bread pudding by calling 662-252-2424 or online at marshallsteakhouse.com. Marshall Steakhouse in Holly Springs, a Southern treat.
Tito's Handmade Vodka is America's favorite vodka for a reason. From the first legal distillery in Texas, Tito's is 6 times distilled till it's just right and naturally gluten-free, making it a high-quality spirit that mixes with just about everything. From the smoothest martinis to the best Bloody Marys, beyond the bottle, Tito's has gained a reputation for giving back, teaming up with nonprofits around the world to serve its communities and do good for dogs. Make your next cocktail with Tito's and learn more at Tito'sVodka.com. 40% alcohol by volume, namely 80 proof, crafted to be savored responsibly. Everyone needs protection, whether you're on the field or on the road, so make sure you have the best. Bob Simpson State Farm Insurance can buckle you up with auto insurance, can back you up with life and health insurance, cover your business whether it's starting, growing, or maturing, and don't forget to insure your home, no matter if you're an owner or a renter. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Call Bob Simpson today at 901-381-1233 or go online and get a free quote at bobsimpson.org. Stay protected with your good neighbor, Bob Simpson.
Ah, technology. Such big computing power in a tiny package. Tablets, laptops, and PCs. Helping you get through your workday. But when they stop working, it seems it could be the bitter end. But that's why you need Cooper Systems. Cooper Systems is your local one-stop computer shop. No matter what the problem, from virus removal and data recovery, or when it's really jacked up and even cracked screens, their certified techs can save the day. Take advantage of their fast in-shop or on-site computer service to your home or business. At Cooper Systems, they fix things the others can't. They also offer a large selection of all the tech you want. New, refurbished, and super custom-built PCs and laptops. From top brands like Dell, Hewlett-Packard, Apple, Lenovo, and more. Just go to coopersystems.com or call 901-360-9679 today, and they'll do their very best to save your day.
This traffic report is brought to you by Millington Weight Loss. For more information, call 901-436-0272.
Sports 56 traffic.
Good afternoon. Trying to build with a little bit of volume at times through Midtown. Already here on 240 South and South Parkway, we've got a couple of wrecks in the clean stages out here. TDOT's been busy with a couple of disabled vehicles up and down certain sections of I-240 over here at times around Airways, Mill Branch. Traffic to the south of Memphis trying to pick up already southbound 55 down through DeSoto County. Weimer's Jewelry is your diamond engagement ring headquarters. Go see David at Weimer's Jewelry on Highway 64. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Memphis's original sports station. We are Sports 56, WHBQ Memphis and W253DF Memphis. Now, back to Sports Time on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour brought to you by Jaguar Land Rover Bluff City. Here once again are Brett Norsworthy and Bryant Dacus.
Welcome back in to Sports Time. Bryant and Brett with you as we start our third and final hour. We're out here at TPC Southwind as the day starting to wrap up. Pro-Am Day out here. We talked earlier with Brad Bellamy from Landers Ford. He made a good observation. Really good crowd out here today on a Wednesday, on a Pro-Am Day. So everyone excited for the real action getting started tomorrow morning. We're going to talk with Doug Bell here in a couple of minutes, but definitely excited for what we're going to see tomorrow.
And what a treat. We just met Joe Tomick's dad.
How about that?
Mr. Joe Tomick. And he lives in Cleveland. Told me he was a big Guardians fan. Good news for the Guardians. Right. Bad for Landon Schmidt. 4-1 Guardians. They've roughed the Mets up this week.
And that's what we're talking about. I mean, was that close to the no-hitter today for the Guardians? So it was a good performance by them. That one run they scored was from the one hit allowed. It was a home run from Juan Soto. So it was a good day to be a Guardians fan. And
I guess I'd rather lose it that way than a bleeder behind second base, wouldn't you?
I guess so. I mean, I certainly would rather it be Juan Soto that breaks it up than the
light hitting.
Yeah, the guy that's batting
backup
180.
shortstop.
Yeah, So I think that is true. But man, I mean, he was so close. I really did. I thought he was going to get it, but just was not able to do it. But here at TPC Southwind, we know top 69 golfers on the PGA Tour fighting it out. First event of the playoffs, and we kind of talked about it. Who are the guys to watch? Who can get out there? And really, how do the renovations to this course affect these guys, especially tomorrow with round one? I know all of them were out here today with the Pro-Am, but that first round kind of really getting that feel for it. I'm curious to see how it affects them.
Yeah, we're all wondering not only winner, but what will the score be? Because right now with a new course, there's not a lot to base it on. Looking forward to competition beginning in the morning, kind of the funsies over after today, and then that big pot of money that they're playing for.
No, it's huge, and that's why it's part of the playoff, and we know it means just kind of like the SEC. It means more, and it means bigger, and so we'll see what that competition level is like. And for a lot of guys, I think the most exciting thing about it is we know Sunday evening we're going to crown a winner. There's going to be a guy that gets that trophy, that takes home that check. But we also know that next week it's only the top 50, and a lot is going to happen for those guys that are outside the top 50, around the top 50, on if they'll be able to play again next week. So it's going to be fun. I'm more excited to see those guys hovering around 50.
The back of the pack.
Exactly, than I am to see some of these guys at the top of the ranking.
You know, I heard Eli Savoy say this morning. We're talking a little bit about how it's drawn up with John Goin. Everything they do is always right for criticism.
Yep.
You know, too much of this, not enough of that. Need to do this. Need to, tweak it a little bit like that. But I do like the idea of them having to play every week.
Yeah.
You know, they can say all they want. Well, I'm an independent contractor.
Right.
Yes, you are. But you're also a member of the PGA Tour, and you have a responsibility. It's called professional golfer, and the pro part. A lot of times, part of being a pro is working hard and doing things on a day that you really don't want to be doing them.
Yeah, that's right. And I think we talked about it of kind of what can they do to get everyone here and get people, especially to the playoffs. I think you want all of those golfers.
We never have bad days, and we're always looking forward to working, right?
Oh, yeah. No, we never want to skip work or take days off.
No, Rory or we.
Never. No, absolutely not. But we got Doug Bell with us now from PGA Tour Radio. Doug,
looking
always
good, Doug Bell.
Honestly, Brett, I'll be honest, it's one of my I love coming out to this event every year, but one of my favorite segments is when we got Doug Bell sitting at the desk with us.
It is.
Guys, good to be with you. I walk in the hub. The air conditioning is great.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Because it's hot. That's not a surprise in Memphis.
No.
They're playing Bon Jovi.
Yeah.
Living on a prayer.
We got the speaker right behind us.
I know.
We're hearing it.
We've been blasted all day.
This is awesome.
Yeah.
Not good for a radio show, but
oh, it's fine.
We make it work. But we were just talking about, obviously, the big conversation going into this week is Rory's decision not to play in this event. Your thoughts on him skipping?
Well, again, he's a superstar, and he's reached a level. He has lifetime exempt status on the PGA Tour with 20 or more victories, so he can pick and choose when he plays. And since there's no rules that says you can bow out of a playoff event if you want to, he said, hey, I don't want to play. And again, if it's a court of law, he's giving his case. He's in London now, brand new house, moved in before the Open Championship with his family. Didn't want to come over to the United States 3 weeks in a row. He says, I want to come over a couple of weeks and then get back home. So he had just a litany of reasons why he skipped this event.
Did he sell his house in Palm Beach?
No, he still has it in Jupiter.
Good.
I mean, you need that tax situation, right?
Yeah.
There's no state income tax.
You know, I've said about the European Ryder Cup team, their victory party is always at the Breakers at Palm Beach.
Well, yeah, it is.
That's where they all live.
And listen, I think the world of Rory McIlroy, and I go back a long time with him. And, when he was single, before a family. And I really, he's an upstanding guy. I just disagree with this decision.
Yeah.
I thought it was a poor decision. I thought if you're part of the PGA Tour, you're part of a team. I know it's an individual sport,
right?
But you got to support the team.
Right.
And that means playing all the playoff events. And unfortunately, he chose. And as I thought, listen, it's the FedEx St. Jude Championship. FedEx, number one, is enormous. St. Jude is enormous. I mean, they both mean a lot. Let's emphasize that. And so I thought it was a poor decision on his team.
Yeah. All right, let's move Rory to the side. I think
because he's yesterday's news. We have 69 guys.
And I do think we have
Oh, yeah. We've
beaten that around pretty good.
We've spent enough time.
What's the biggest story after that?
Well, Scotty Scheffler is the dominant number one. Statistically, we haven't had anybody dominate like this since Tiger, and we're talking 20 years ago or so. So he's had 2 weeks off. He's rested. He's back. He's happy. He's healthy. He's always the story, right? Is anybody going to beat back Scotty Scheffler this week? Obviously, the other storylines as we close in, who's going to make the top 50, which is significant because you get in all the signature events next year. Jordan Spieth wasn't in all the signature events this year. He's inside the top 50 now. Will he stay there? Ricky Fowler needs a high finish to get inside the top 50. Again, he missed out on the Arnold Palmer Invitational last year. Didn't get the sponsors invite. So that's significant. But I think maybe the big story that you're leaning to is the Ryder Cup. Keegan's here. Everybody asks, are you going to pick yourself? He won't answer that yet. He probably should. He's 10th ranked player in the world, Keegan Bradley. He's 10th in FedEx Cup points. He's 10th on the Ryder Cup list. He's top 10, so he deserves to be on the team. Cameron Young is the hot name. He won last week.
And they're both from up there.
Yeah, so does that move Cameron Young on the radar screen? He had one good week. Everybody likes to jump on the bandwagon in golf, but I do think Chris Gotterup is the hot guy. Aside from Scotty, he's probably the second hottest player in the world.
Brian's picked to win here.
That's right.
Good player.
I hope he comes through.
Well, he had a July, didn't he?
He sure did.
Well, and you know what's interesting about Chris, and of course he started his career at Rutgers, and then took that NIL money and went to Oklahoma. He was Player of the Year at Rutgers, Player of the Year in the conference at Oklahoma before they moved to the SEC. He's a guy, his hands are so big, guys, and he wears a medium glove because he likes it tight in his fingers. His hand is so big he can't close the Velcro.
Oh, wow.
Wait till you see that.
Wow.
You know, he's getting ready to hit, and you keep thinking, he's got to close that glove, right? He can't. His hand's too big. It's one of those. It's one of those idiosyncrasies.
Like you follow this tour for a living.
and again, like Cameron Young last week, Chris Gotterup has found his putter. Bottom line, guys, they all hit it a country mile. The guys that are here are the best of the best, right? Who's got the hot putter? Cameron had it last week, best putting week of his life. And Chris Gotterup has had the best putting month.
Who is the best putter on tour?
Oh, well.
Who's the best putter here this week? I think it's Russell Henley.
Well, again, he's playing with Justin Thomas tomorrow, the first 2 days. And, you know, it's funny. I interviewed Russell Henley probably a year ago, and that was the thought, right? Statistically, over the last 10 years, he's been top 5 putting. And he said, you know, it's funny. I've concentrated so much on ball striking that my putting is not as good as it used to be. And he goes, look at my stats. I used to be top 5. Now I'm like in the 15 to 20 range. These guys look at those stats.
Yeah.
And it is so funny. We're all in the same boat, right? If we concentrate on one thing, as bad as our games are, everything else lags. Same with the best players in the world. If they say, you know what, I'm going to change my swing, I'm going to concentrate and get more length off the tee, what happened? The putter goes awry. But the bottom line is this, whether you're a high handicapper or these guys, the bottom line is the putter.
You have to.
You have to. And Scotty Scheffler, which is interesting, a year ago.
You have to save par.
Yeah. Well, 1 year ago, not this year, a year ago at the Arnold Palmer Invitational, Rory McIlroy goes up to him on the practice green, and everybody's talking about, oh, Scotty, great player, can't putt. His numbers are horrible. Rory talks him into the mallet-headed putter.
What'd I do that for? He's got to be asking that.
And he made the change. Ever since then, he has been so good.
Well, we were all saying if Scotty ever started putting, it wouldn't be close, and it hadn't been.
No. And, you know, he really wasn't a bad putter then because his iron play was so good. Proximity to the hole was better than anybody else. He just had more birdie looks than anybody else, legitimate birdie looks. Just can't make them all. But I'm telling you guys, and for the listeners, if you're coming out, you've never seen Scotty in person, try to get here early and watch him on the range. I mean, it is special, guys. It is really, really special. When you see a player who's that good.
Tiger special on the range?
Yes.
Well, wow, Doug.
Yes. I mean, he's playing at the highest level of his life, and it's fun to watch. When somebody's that good and they're playing at such a level, it's like, wow. I mean, and you know it's not going to last forever.
I've been coming to this tournament so long that out at Colonial, out in Countrywood, New Colonial, it was fun to go to the driving range, the practice area, and watch Jim Thorpe hit 275-yard persimmon drives. So Scotty's really special.
Yeah. I love Jim Thorpe, by the way. I love that you're bringing him up. I've had some great conversations with Jim Thorpe. You know, Scotty Scheffler, listen, guys, he grew up in New Jersey. Dad took a job in Texas. He moved there when he was just a kid. And he is a legend at the PGA junior level in Texas. Now, get this, and I may be a little off on the numbers, but he played just under 140 junior tournaments in Texas, which highly competitive state, and he won 95 of them, guys.
Wow.
95 out of like 140 major junior tournaments in the state of Texas. He was a legend. When he would show up, they say when he would show up at junior tournaments, the other kids were like, oh, my gosh.
I'm done.
The Scheffler kid's
I'm
here.
playing for second. All right. I said this to Bryant earlier today. I'll go on the air with it. He is not throwing shade. He doesn't have the needle out. But when he goes, and I think it's natural, I think it's legit, sincere, when he goes Mr. Aloof, that I don't have to have this. Do you think at all he is maybe thinking, I don't have to have it as bad as Tiger had to have it? Tiger had to have it, which was a great thing. And it was great for the tour.
That was his persona.
Yeah.
And that's the way he was brought up.
That's how Earl raised him.
Earl raised him. Right. You're going to dominate this level, the next level, the next level.
You're going to beat everybody's
brains
brains
out. Beat everybody, yeah. And you're going to just step on their throat and not let up. Interesting. Scotty doesn't have that persona, even though he has a fire burning inside.
He's doing that to everybody, but it's not his prime motivation, is it?
You're talking about the press conference before the Open Championship.
Yes.
Where he talked about family and faith.
Right.
And it caught everybody off guard.
Yeah.
It caught me off guard. And I still have not been able to totally put my arms around the conversation. I'm not exactly sure what he was trying to get across, other than the fact that he is a very faithful person. He is a family-first guy. I thought it was interesting when he said he won the Byron Nelson, which is the tournament he really wanted to win in his backyard.
Absolutely.
And he celebrates for 5 minutes, and everybody's like, all right, we're on to the next tournament. And so fame is fleeting, in essence, is what he was saying. I just, when you're on that level, when you're Tiger or Michael or Muhammad Ali. Tom Brady. I mean, it
was their oxygen.
You're always chasing the carrot, right?
Yeah.
And it's the same for all those great players.
Coach Saban.
Yeah. I mean, and that Coach Saban is always famous, as Lane Kiffin used to always say. They won the national championship, and the next day in the coaches' meeting, it's like, hey, guys, 7 o'clock, see you tomorrow morning. Why? Because we're behind. 3 weeks, the other schools have gotten ahead of us 3 weeks in recruiting because we've been getting ready for this game. So, I don't know. It's a different mindset, and I think Scotty has it. That press conference, I've never heard a champion like that say anything even remotely close to that. I found it compelling.
Yeah.
I still can't quite figure out what he was trying to say.
Well, the way we talk about it almost kind of reminds me of kind of how we talk about Nikola Jokic in basketball, where Nikola Jokic is kind of more of like, sometimes I don't know if he really cares about basketball. And obviously Scotty cares about golf, but it's almost that we always talk about Jokic. If he quit tomorrow and went back to Serbia and lived the rest of his life, he'd be completely fine. And I feel like that's kind of how we talk about Scotty at times.
It almost feels like they both would be happy, not penniless, but just in a job.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. It was fascinating to me, and I can't wait to maybe ask him about it when we interview him this week. I will say I did think his performance in one of the most outlandish, silliest movies I've ever seen.
Haven't seen it yet.
Scotty was good. Scotty was funny.
And that's what he was asked most about today.
Yeah, no, he was asked a ton of questions about that today. I've got to watch it.
You get a kick out of it.
Oh, yeah,
and he must have been a very good sport to do the jokes that he did.
Definitely.
All right, let's run through the Doug Bell Awards for the year. We didn't practice this. We didn't know this was coming. Player of the year.
Well, obviously, it's Scotty Scheffler.
Rookie of the year.
Rookie of the year.
To be determined?
No, not yet. I'll come back to that. There's a couple of guys, yeah.
Moment of the year.
Ooh. Obviously everybody would say Rory winning the career Grand Slam, and that was pretty significant, especially him giving it away, getting it back.
Oh, yeah.
And then in that
kind of gave it away.
Justin Rose had a good shot in there, right? Yeah. And I was kind of rooting for Justin Rose. I like Rosie. But, yeah, that's got to be the moment.
I started the day out that day. It wasn't popular. I do a show often on Sunday mornings with a friend in Little Rock, and he asked me, it shocked him. He said, who are you for? I said, I'm for Bryson. He said, why? I said, well, first of all, he's an American. I'm always for the American in every major, and I hope he wins it. And I know come September, everybody's going to be with me. They're all going to be pulling for Bryson over Rory. But that day, Rory captivated a lot of people, and we could tell he was tormented by it. All right, more Doug Awards. Who wins the Ryder Cup?
Oh, gosh, it won't even be close. Again, the home course advantage is so important nowadays, and the crowd at Bethpage Black in New York City is going to be outlandish. It is going to be over the top. Golfers aren't brought up like team sports players. And when anything goes negative crowd-wise, they're just not – they're not tough like a football player or a basketball player or somebody like that. No, Rory and company and John Rahm, they'll crumble under the pressure of that crowd. And I don't care who's on Keegan's team. You can put a bunch of newbies, which they're talking about, Ben Griffin and some of these other guys.
The stadium.
The stadium.
I mean, guys, it is going to be I interviewed Tommy Roy on my podcast about a month ago, the great NBC executive producer, and he went up there for a site survey, which they do.
NBC's in town this week.
Yeah, and I saw Tommy today, and he said he was walking around with his NBC sports shirt, and they didn't know who he was.
Yeah.
And he said, oh, they were crazy. hey, yelling at him, NBC, NBC. And he said, this is months ago, right?
Oh, man.
And he said, they're yelling out, this F-bombs here and F-bombs there. It is going to be the most raucous crowd in the history of golf.
More awards. Tournament people should go to. You don't have to say Memphis. Tournament people should go to, non-major, that people should put on a bucket list.
Wow, there's a lot of good ones.
Yeah.
And I would say, obviously,
Phoenix.
the WM Phoenix Open. Even though, talk about the raucous crowd in New York.
Yeah, no kidding.
What takes place at the par 3 16th? They've tamed it down a little bit.
Do
Thank
they
goodness.
have fans on any other hole there?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because they have concerts. I mean, this is a big celebration.
Gotcha.
And Sunday
They
it slows
tapped
down a
into
little
it, didn't
bit because it's Super Bowl Sunday. But Saturday, it is it is a dense crowd. It is hard to get around if you're just trying to maneuver around as a fan.
Now, Memphis is a home game for you. You can drive back and forth to your home,
which is
in
great.
Birmingham, so we'll exclude Memphis. Non-major, your favorite town to go to?
Well, I love Fort Worth, and I love Colonial, the Charles Schwab Challenge. I think that is just a fun golf course. I have friends there, but I like the vibe there.
Yeah.
It's Texas.
And next
it's
year's
hot.
schedule, reportedly, we go back-to-back again.
Yeah.
With Byron Nelson and Colonial.
And the Byron Nelson is a fun event, but, Colonial, and it's been there a long time, and that Wall of Champions, when you harken back to the 1940s.
And they really changed that course.
Yeah, they did. And a lot like this.
Yeah.
They shut it down and totally gave it the face. What do you call it, by the way? You call it a facelift? You call it a redo? What do you call it? On our conference call a little while ago, they were asking me.
Renovation?
Renovation?
Yeah.
I mean, they didn't renovate a lot,
right?
Though, did they?
No.
They moved a few tee boxes.
12-week-old greens.
I will say this, though, driving around, the fairways are lush.
They really are.
They are beautiful.
Yeah,
and the
really
white
good.
sand, they put in the
I
new
just
white
never
sand.
hit it in the fairway.
Well, the rough is tough.
Right.
Yeah, the rough has always been tough. But the golf course looks fantastic. It really does. And I love it. I was showing Mayan Patel, who's working with me this week. He's never been
we
here.
met Mayan. Yeah.
And I was showing him around. I said, hey, there's the Danny Thomas plaque that used to be over here.
Yeah.
And the Dr. Kerry Middlecoff statue used to be over here, and now it's in the front. I've been here a long time, guys.
Dr. Kerry, good old Miss boy.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. Hotty toddy.
Yeah.
There he goes again, right?
Yeah, that's right.
And I think
You
the
get it.
quarterback's going to be pretty good for Ole Miss. Not to change
It's going to be great.
Yeah.
I
I like
think
it.
he's gonna be
Wasn't
really
it the Georgia game where he came in?
Yeah, it sure
did.
was.
For a quick
for a
series?
drive, and he got a touchdown.
He
out
looked
of
pretty
it,
good,
too.
yeah.
Looked
if I
really
remember.
good.
He looked great and cashed in NIL with that,
He
too.
sure did. Yeah.
Did he now?
That was a very lucrative moment for him.
And you put it together a drive like that against Georgia, in a game that you win against Georgia, then I think
I don't want to be that guy because I love Jackson Dart.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's going to be a fall off, Doug. I don't.
Wow.
Is he going to be a backup with the Giants?
I think early, yes.
Yeah, certainly
and
start.
Brutal schedule for the Giants.
Oh,
I don't know if
goodness.
you want to throw him in there.
Yeah.
It was funny. I was driving here today, and we're a little off topic. The Giants schedule. Have you seen the Wisconsin Badgers schedule?
Uh-huh. I have.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness.
Who made it?
Yeah, literally.
I mean, if they win 3 games, they have 2 gimmies at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
If they can win another one,
Yeah. Luke Fickell.
that is murderer's
Could get in
row.
trouble.
Yeah.
Oh, and of course they come to Alabama. But some of those other games that they consider winnable games, Iowa, Illinois, those aren't winnable games. Those are tough games.
You can see the end of the road for you this year. You're ready for college football. though,
Yeah,
aren't you?
I am. I did a podcast yesterday. I was talking so much golf. I said, I got to talk a little college football. Right? I mean, can you believe it? 3 weeks? The
Crazy.
season?
We can. We've been counting it down.
And some of these point spreads, I mean, Alabama, it's 13.5 over Florida State.
You got Florida State's quarterback
I was about to say,
trying to go
according
Joe
to him.
Namath.
He's
on
got
it.
He's kind of boisterous, isn't he?
Very.
Oh, by the way, and I know, again, you always get me talking off topic. The great Brent Musburger
Yeah.
was inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. And I did not realize as he told that story, 1969, when Joe Namath was
He
laying
was there.
out,
He was poolside.
He was one of like 6 guys out there.
Yeah, I've got the picture of it on my phone.
He
yeah.
was a sports writer, and he walked out there.
Yeah.
He told that story last week. I didn't realize that.
Crazy.
What a career that guy's
Oh,
had.
it's incredible.
Brent Musburger's almost the Forrest Gump of sports.
Sure is.
He's kind of been around for everything.
And he's sharp. He's still sharp.
Well, that's the thing about the Hall of Fame game. I mean, they had him in there for, the third quarter? I mean, it was just like 20 minutes of him telling stories. I mean, he could have been there all day telling stories.
He did the throw to break. And
he did. That was awesome.
Right on time with
it. It was great.
Yeah, that was funny. Mike had him taking a break.
Yeah.
You're looking live.
Yeah,
good stuff, man.
Yeah, it was really good
stuff.
Doug, I got to ask you one more award because I have my answer, and Brett knows I might be a little biased on this, but best swing on tour. You know my answer.
And it may be accurate.
I think so.
Hold on, let me think.
I'll give you a hint. He wears 2 gloves.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Aaron Rye?
That's
Aaron
it.
Rye. I mean, that is
it.
robotic.
You have him as the best swing on tour?
I love Aaron Rye, Doug. Oh, he's one of my favorite golfers.
Oh, my goodness.
There's the picture with Brent Musburger down at the end with his.
Oh, my goodness. That's Brent. I've never noticed that.
Look at Joe Namath.
A young Brent
Was he
Musburger.
not the king in his court and that?
Wow. Yeah, Joe's in his early 80s now.
Yeah.
Yeah, living down in South Florida. Aaron Rye, best swing on
I
tour.
love Aaron Rye, Doug. Oh, I'll tell you, Doug, why I fell in love with Aaron Rye, and it was actually, it is what it is. We were out here last year.
It's legal.
It's legal. I can talk about it. We were out here last year. We were, obviously doing shows, so I had time to kill. So I go out. I'm like, who's about to get started on 9? For their back 9. It was Aaron Rye and Jason Day. I said, you know what? I'll bet on this Aaron Rye fella to win his round against Jason Day. I'm the only one following him, Doug. And so he makes a birdie putt, and I was like, all right, Aaron. And he gives me a very nice guy. He gives me a wave, thumbs up or something like that.
The field touch of the hat.
Yeah, I was like, oh man, he thinks I'm out here cheering for him. I really just have money on the line. And so I watched his whole round. Love the guy. I mean, I watch him every single weekend now, Doug.
And Aaron Rye still has iron covers, the only guy on the PGA Tour. Reason being, he grew up in England, and his family didn't have a lot of money. His dad worked overtime, bought him a set of clubs, and told him to always take care of these irons.
Wow.
And he bought them with the old covers on them. So Aaron Rye still puts covers on his irons to honor his father. How cool is that?
Very cool.
And this guy gets free golf clubs.
Who's the winner on Sunday?
I'm picking Xander Schauffele. A guy
That's
who
who our golf analyst John Goen picked used to be the pro out here.
He's only played 13 tournaments this year, which you're supposed to play 15, and he will throughout the playoffs. Rory's only played 14, by the way, but because of injury, only 13. Tied for 12th at the U.S. Open, and that's pretty good. Oakmont was playing, how tough it was. He was top 10 at the Genesis Scottish Open, top 10 at the Open Championship. I saw him today. A lot of people had gone home, and he was playing an extra 9 holes.
Oh, wow.
This guy's serious, and he wants to end the season strong. He's on the Ryder Cup team. It's a 2-year accumulation of points, but he's not happy with the season.
Had a great year last year. One more. What is the place that you have to pinch yourself, and you're consciously there going, good life. I've had a good life. This has been worth it.
Well,
what's the place?
Well, number one, I say that a lot.
Yeah.
I've had a lot of places.
Yeah. Brian and I talk about perspective all the time.
Yeah. No, listen, I'm very fortunate, guys. 21 years I've been doing this, a sport that I love. Can't believe I've been doing it that long. And there are moments where I stop at the golf course, close my eyes, and say thank you. But Pebble Beach.
Yeah.
I mean, you look out at some of those holes, guys, with the water splashing up on the rocks. And when the sun is out, even when it's gloomy, but when the sun's out, it's like, this is God's country.
On a pretty day, can you see Cypress from there?
Oh, absolutely. And the only time I played Pebble was on a Monday. I usually don't take my clubs because I want to get home, but I stuck around and got to play it on the Monday after the tournament 3 years ago. It was sunny and about 72 degrees, and I had a caddy who was a surfer who was great. I mean, the whole surfer, blonde hair, the whole bit, but he could read putts. He was funny. I played pretty well. At the end of the day, it was just like, this was one of the best days of my life.
And we know the best barbecue on tour is in Memphis, and you're going to be at the Rendezvous tomorrow night.
I can't wait. I love going to the Rendezvous.
I know you do.
I really do. And, of course, I'm a St. Louis Cardinals fan. I know some of the prospects are in AAA.
Yeah.
And God, the big league team needs them.
Yeah, I was about to say.
We do.
Mediocrity.
They're fun.
I didn't think it would ever be associated with my St. Louis Cardinals.
J.J. Weatherholt, man, he is fun to watch.
We're amazed by it.
They were talking about him last night on the broadcast. He's good, huh?
He's really good. I've been out there 2 or 3 times since he's gotten to Memphis, and he's the real deal.
Okay.
He's really good.
Is he coming up in September, I guess?
After they get past that point that it doesn't impact his service.
Of course.
Because, they got
to.
And they'll dodge that next spring.
Yeah.
Like the Cubs famously
They
did
really
with Chris
will.
Bryant.
Yeah,
You
they
have
absolutely
to.
will.
Yeah.
I mean, it's economic.
Chris Bryant, whatever happened to Chris Bryant?
Oh, no kidding.
Oh, man.
When I saw him come through here, I had his Cooperstown speech written.
No, but guys, listen.
I had Addison Russell's written.
Yeah.
Oh,
I did it to both
gosh.
of them.
Wow.
I appreciate being on the show, and just keep calling me.
Thank you. We will.
And I can't wait to walk around and sweat a little bit.
Yeah, well, you're going to
You
get
know,
a lot of
walking
that
in
this
Memphis,
weekend.
walking in Memphis, sweating all the way around.
Yeah.
Your
I don't
back's
think
gonna
that
get good
verse
and
is
loose
in
this
there.
week.
Yeah, no, it really will. Doug, thanks so much
guys.
for joining
Thank
us.
you.
Great to see you guys.
Great seeing you.
Appreciate you. Doug Bell with PGA Tour Radio. So great to us, and we truly appreciate it very much. One of our great sponsors year-round. And for this week, for SEC Media Days, coming soon with First National Bank Friday football forecast, it's your friends and mine at First National Bank and Trust, with its roots in Eastern Arkansas as a division of First National Bank of Eastern Arkansas, now firmly in West Tennessee with the great locations. Eastern Arkansas's largest independently owned bank, now in West Tennessee, with offices at Ridge Lake and in Collierville. First National Bank and Trust, they focus on their clients' needs throughout the Mid-South for everything banking, personal banking, business banking, online banking, that mobile app, courage and confidence. It's been on display by First National Bank and Trust and their officers throughout its great history. In good times and in challenging times, First National Bank and Trust, they've been recognized as one of the most progressive banking institutions in the country. Residential, commercial, recreational, they know what's good for you, and their customers depend on First National Bank and Trust because they know this area. Contact any member of the First National Bank and Trust team or go online at fnbt.com.
Well, we need to get to another break, and when we return, we'll give you a little Sissy's Log Cabin look at the pairings and some groups we're excited to see tomorrow for round one. We'll do that next on Sports Time.
Add a little fun to your lunch break. Join Johnny Radio for Sports 56 Happy Hour from 11 to 1 every weekday on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
At Jason's Deli, when you're dining in or picking up curbside, you can expect wholesome food and no surprises, just delicious sandwiches, crisp salads, and quick quality meals made with the freshest ingredients and no artificial trans fats, MSG, high fructose corn syrup, or artificial colors and dyes. Around here, a lot of thought goes into what we put into our food and what we take out of it, because you're not just taking a bite, you're getting a taste of who we are. New items are constantly being created to expand our menu for all tastes and special diets, with vegan and gluten-free options available. Convenience and on-time delivery you can count on. It's just a click away at jasonsdeli.com, so whether you need to feed 5 people or 5,000, the team at Jason's Deli, they have the credentials and the commitment to keep you satisfied. Freshness is nearby at Jason's Deli, with locations at Ridgeway in the Park Place Center, Poplar and Highland, Germantown Road in Cordova, and on Goodman Road in Olive Branch. Jason's Deli. It's wholesome food and no surprises.
The very last thing anyone wants is to burden their family after passing. That's why having a trust or a will is essential. It ensures your loved ones, your spouse, children, or anyone you care about clearly understand your wishes and don't have to deal with confusion, drama, or legal hassles while grieving. Without a will, your assets could be distributed in ways you never intended. People you care about could be left out completely. Also, probate can be a long, complicated, expensive process. And it's avoidable if you have a simple trust in place. A trust or a will sets a clear plan for how you want your estate handled. They're simple, affordable, give you peace of mind. I have a simple revocable trust, and knowing my family won't have to go through probate brings real comfort. Trustandwill.com. They make it easy. They're the leaders in creating personalized trusts and wills to protect your legacy and loved ones. Do the right thing. Protect your family. Visit trustandwill.com today for total peace of mind.
The best golfers on the PGA Tour are coming to Memphis to kick off the FedEx Cup playoffs at the FedEx St. Jude Championship. Sports 56 and 98.5 FM will be broadcasting live at TPC Southwind throughout the day, Wednesday through Friday, keeping you up to date with the latest tournament news. Our coverage from TPC Southwind on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM is brought to you by Landers Ford in Collierville. It's also sponsored by Napa Cafe, Memphis Men's Clinic, Jason's Deli, East Memphis Ace Hardware, and Marshall's Steakhouse. This traffic report brought to you by Salt Sports Bar and Bistro, 3101 South Mendenhall Road, where great food meets the big game.
Sports 56 traffic.
Good afternoon. T-Dot was cleaning up some debris a few minutes ago south of town on 55 southbound near Brooks. Pretty busy over here now on 240 east from Mill Branch all the way out to 385 as it starts to get a bit heavier. Headed out towards the Collierville area there on Bill Morris Parkway. Right on schedule over here with this volume on 240 up by Poplar, Walnut Grove. It's only going to get heavier in the next few minutes, especially on 40 east from Sycamore View Road all the way out past Germantown Parkway. If you want a greener, more wheat-free lawn, call Brandon Holly at Lawn Solutions here in the Memphis area. That number is 867-5626. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Now, back to Sports Time on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour brought to you by Jaguar Land Rover Bluff City. Here once again are Brett Norsworthy and Bryant Dacus.
Man, Brett, I tell you this all the time. I love having Doug Bell on. I mean, he's
one of the best, isn't he?
Phenomenal.
What a great
Talking
guy.
golf. I mean, we could talk golf with him for hours.
And if he could have stayed, we could have gone to midnight on college football.
Oh yeah. When you get done with the golf talk, you can go another 12 hours talking about college football with him. And that's what we did during the break with him, is we just talked college football with him. So definitely a lot of fun to have him with us. But
there were years there that people around the SEC asserted that Coach Gene Stallings had two pets in the media.
Okay.
That guy from Memphis, me,
Well, okay.
and Doug Bell in Birmingham.
All right.
And Coach Stallings
Okay.
did like both of us. And it's how Doug and I first hit it off, is we knew, I mean, there were a lot of people. Coach Stallings could be unapproachable with kind of that rough, tough Coach Bryant persona, Howard Schnellenberger persona. But he did. I think he felt sorry for both of us. I know he felt sorry for me.
No, Doug's great. I love having him on, and we'll see a lot of them this week. And if you're listening to PGA Tour Radio, you'll hear a lot of them.
Sure will.
This week throughout the tour. But we got to talk about round one tomorrow. Little Sissy's
It's
Log
for keeps
Cabin.
tomorrow morning.
Look at the pairings. Yeah, no, it is going to be a lot of fun tomorrow morning. It's going to start early, and I mean, we talked about it so much. With the top 70, no matter what group you're watching, you're going to see some good play tomorrow.
You really can't miss. And tomorrow, and all day tomorrow and all day Friday, we'll have Sissy's Log Cabin leaderboard updates. But today, thanks to the great people at Sissy's Log Cabin, we'll look at some of these tee times. And tomorrow morning, 7:40.
Whew.
George Spieth and Wyndham Clark.
Yeah, it's weird.
That's a good one.
That's a really good group. So, yeah, I mean, that's going to be bright and early for both those guys. Poor Matty Schmid that is going to go off by himself. Very lonely round for him.
Play fast.
But he can thank Roy for that, I guess.
He can. We'll have Matthew Fitzpatrick at 8 o'clock playing with Tom Hoagie. Matthew Fitzpatrick, one of the 14 major winners that I had his big number. 8:55, Sam Burns. Almost a historic year for Sam Burns. Great player. He's on that list of best players to never win a major. It feels like next year could be that year for him. Playing with the 2013 U.S. Open winner, he won it at Marion, Justin Rose, and Justin Rose was the tough luck loser in the playoff with Rory McIlroy at Augusta National to kick off the major year.
Yeah, and that's going to be a really fun group, and you look right there around. I mean, those are some really good groups teeing off. You mentioned Sam Burns and Justin Rose, Brian Harmon, Hideki Matsuyama right after
major
that.
Winners.
Cameron Young and Shane Lowry right after that. Keegan Bradley and Maverick McNeely. I mean, we could go on and on. I mean, again, top 69 guys.
Maverick McNeely knocking on that Ryder Cup automatic spot.
Really is. Really, he was on my short list today. As the guy that I was thinking about picking. He's been playing extremely well, and, this could be a big week for him. Ben Griffin in there as well.
Plenty motivated for Ryder Cup spot.
Yeah. Well, how about Doug giving us some info on Xander, saying he's out there playing an extra 9, super locked in, super focused, wants to get a win this weekend.
Who took him?
John did.
John
took him.
Well, I like John's picks.
Yeah,
John, if you're listening, that's how good a friend you are to us.
John might make us pay for all what we've been talking about.
Oh, will we hear the end of that?
No, I mean, lucky
It'll go on all winter. We'll get a text like Thanksgiving. Hey, happy Thanksgiving, guys. Who's the champ
That's
again
right.
this year?
Oh, no. If he wins it all, I mean, good Lord.
We'll never hear the end
no,
of
we'll
it.
never hear the end. That's why I'm glad that
And he's still kicking.
we got him in person this week.
Yeah.
And then so if he makes us pay next week, it'll just be over the phone. We can always we can drop him. We can hang up on him.
Yeah, and getting close to football season will be start not next week, but in 2 weeks, a little shorter segment. Hey, John, we've got to get to football talk.
Yeah,
Thanks a
that's
lot.
exactly right. Yeah. He's going to come on. He's gonna be like, all right, guys, my picks last week. All right, thanks, John.
We can't do him like that. But also, who talked about Ricky Fowler and needing a good week? John did, didn't he?
Yeah.
And Ricky Fowler is a star. We know he's never won a major, but he's won on tour. He still has kind of that big persona. It would be something for him to win here, qualify for next weekend, wrap it up with a great year.
Well, yeah, it's got to be a big week for him, and you got to imagine he's
one of the
gonna be
nicest
locked
people
in.
on tour.
Yeah, and I mean, I think it was Doug that also talked about him and mentioned about how he is still playing for the qualification in top 50, playing for those signature events for next year, and so it feels like it's going to be a big week for him, and definitely like you said, just a great guy. Would love to see him come out here and get a win this weekend.
11-10, Xander Schauffele had the two majors last year, finally broke the seal on majors, and then got not one but two last year, playing with Aldrich Potgieter, who won at the Rocket in Detroit. And he had the big day today. Brad Bellamy making the call for look out for him this week.
Saying give him a look. He said he likes him tomorrow. Maybe a first round bet on him. So yeah, that'll be a fun group to watch. And then you get a little bit further, and it's the heavy hitters. Ludwig Aubert, Bobby Mack at 12:15, Andrew Novak, Corey Connors at 12:25, J.J. Spawn, Tommy Fleetwood. That's another guy, Tommy Fleetwood, that I'd love to see him. Come out here. We talk about him so much about him trying to get that win. Would be really cool if he could get that win in a playoff event here in Memphis. And then the big group that everyone's looking forward to tomorrow, 12:45, Scotty Scheffler, Sepp Straka, those two. I mean, get ready. Get here early if you want to follow those two around, because there's going to be a lot of people wanting to follow Scotty Scheffler around.
And at 11:50, Patrick Cantlay, hard to believe he doesn't have his major.
Yeah. It really is.
Who picked Chris Goddard up?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, what a moron to pick Chris Goddard up in these picks. Yeah, that'd be me, and I regretted it right after I did it. But maybe that's the type of pick I need. I've been so confident in my picks this year, and I'm second right now. I'm feeling good. But maybe I need one of those where I regret it immediately, and then they come out here and they're great. Maybe this is the week where I fall in love with Chris Goddard. I follow him around, and he gets me a win, and I become the biggest Chris Goddard fan out there.
The crowd around one when Scotty Scheffler is announced. It's going to be big.
No, it's going to be big. I mean, that's what I'm saying. That's the thing. And I was talking with somebody the other day, and I mean, and we talked about it earlier when we started our 5 o'clock segment. I'm more intrigued about those guys around 50, and it's almost more fun to watch those guys around 50 because everybody's going to be around Scotty Scheffler. I mean, when you're the best in the world, you're going to get those big crowds. So, yeah, it's going to be big crowds tomorrow, Friday, certainly when we get to the weekend, and hopefully, he's right there in the mix to win this. It's going to be a lot. We talked earlier about the crowds out here today for a Pro-Am day on Wednesday. I mean, just imagine what it's going to be like tomorrow and then through the weekend. We always talk about the great crowds that we get here at this event. And so, Scotty Scheffler, he's going to have the pack following him around tomorrow.
That's a look at tomorrow. We'll have leaderboard updates all day tomorrow and all day Friday from our friends at Sissy's Log Cabin, the official jeweler of the Memphis Grizzlies. And that location at 4542 Poplar with Bill Jones and his great team. And they're out here this week, part of the fabric of the community, whether it's sports or otherwise, so very philanthropic and good around town. Supporter of Tigers Athletics, and they'll, again, this year be sponsor for us on Monday. When we look back at the SEC weekend, every Monday at 4:30, they are the Mid-South's they have the Mid-South's largest selection of one-of-a-kind jewelry, engagement rings, necklaces, earrings, wedding bands for those special moments in all of our lives. 9,000 square foot store in Larwood with expanded lines for Rolex, Cartier, diamonds, and more since 1970, with all the great locations across the Mid-South. Sissy's, they offer a selection of diamonds, estate jewelry, and fine gifts. I mentioned official jeweler for the Memphis Grizzlies and at FedEx Forum with the floor seat lounge, and we're getting a little scheduling news. Looks like next week we'll get a lot more to know and to plan when we can be at FedEx Forum, and you can go back in that floor seat lounge and look at those gorgeous display cases that Sissy's has at FedEx Forum. Unsurpassed value, exceptional service, expansive selection, and an extraordinary shopping experience because life's too short for ordinary jewelry.
Well, nobody can see them because they're out of the camera view, but you have 2 Coca-Colas on the table. What are we at today on our Coke counter?
Dangerously high. Whew. Blood sugar count could be really high.
Yeah, well, if that's what we're doing on Wednesday, I can only imagine tomorrow and Friday.
Just a guess. 6.
Oh, Brett. Oh, man. Oh, that's a lot of Coke.
Well, it used to be Budweiser. I'm in better shape than.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up. So I roll up this morning. I was filling in for Dave Woloshin on Willow and Friends this morning. I probably get to the hub about 9:15 or so, and I'm walking up the steps over there, and coming down's a guy, both hands, 2 Michelobs in his hand.
What time?
9:15 this morning. I was like, all right. On Pro-Am Day. All right. I like it. You know, I got Brett.
That's bold.
Brett, I last night I had a basketball game, and make a long story short, a guy on the other team had the line that he said pretty much all night where he said, to one of our guys, he goes, I see it, but I don't respect your play. When I saw that this morning, I see it and I respect it. Brett, you've got to be dedicated to have 2 Michelobs in the hands at 9:15 in the morning. I respect it. I mean, I can't even say anything. I respect it.
A friend of mine texts me, and he often does, water. I don't like water.
Man, Brett, I'm going to bring you some, like, liquid IV or something like that. Like, let's get some flavored water in there, and it'll change your life. A little salty, but, hey, it's going to change your life.
Here's what I need. More water and a great day at Gould Salon and Spa. They're also with us this week. They've been turning heads in Memphis and the Mid-South since 1932. Mr. Sam Gould, he had a dream to provide his clientele with a truly professional and unique fashion experience, and it's been realized. Family operation, father, son, granddaughters, everybody involved, valuable associates from a small hair salon to today's juggernaut with upscale ambiance, chic style that once was considered a Hollywood luxury. We have it with all the great locations across our area, never far from a Gould's, I promise you. There's one close by you, whether it's downtown or out in Collierville, and plenty in between. Go to GouldSalonSpa.com, a commitment to providing a unique fashion forward experience, over 90 years of distinction, all those associates making our area feel so good, exclusive to our area, and the best gift for any time, holidays, birthdays. I was drinking 2 beers too early at 9:15 at the golf course, and they're really mad at you and you need to make up. They're the perfect gift. Get that Gould's gift card, perfect size, perfect color, perfect time of year always. The best spa packages, and whether you're in Collierville or downtown, Park Place to Overton Square, get in style at Gould's.
Brett, if you keep drinking all these Cokes and don't start getting some water in that system, forget a liquid IV. You're going to have real IVs plugged into you by the end of the week. I knew it was dangerous when they said Coke was coming to the tournament, but I didn't know it was going to be this dangerous. We're only on day one.
I've got one in my bag too for the ride home.
Well, I'm just noticing one of yours that is on the desk. You didn't even open, so you have 2 unopened Cokes for later. So that is great. But we need to get to our final break of the day, and when we return, we'll wrap everything up with Mo's Crunch Time.
We are real sports talk. Sports 56 WHBQ. Available on your radio dial at 560 AM and 98.5 FM, as well as around the world online at sports56whbq.com. Take us with you everywhere by downloading the Sports 56 app. And at home, just say, Alexa, play Sports 56. Wherever you are, stay tuned in to real sports talk. Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Crunch Time is brought to you by Moe's Southwest Grill. Need catering? Moe's Taco Truck is always ready to cater for you. Just give Jenny Nash a call at 901-606-3172. Moe's.com is your go-to for all your taco Crunch Time emergencies.
Hi, this is Troy Fiveash, owner of Fiveash Roof Services. Do you know what Penny Hardaway and I have in common? We should both be in that building celebrating the best basketball players of all time. Of course, I'll have to buy a ticket to get in, but he should already be there. But seriously, we both surround ourselves with the best people we can find. We work hard to achieve our goals, and we are both among the best in our respective fields. At 5 we can't win titles or get national awards, but what we can and do strive to do is give 100% of ourselves to give you the best product possible and one you can be proud of. So if you need a roof, siding, or gutters, give us a call at 901-367-0050, and we will do everything we can to provide you the best of everything. 5 Roofing. Fair, honest, and ethical. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com.
5 Roofing, it's what we do. We're here for you.
To NST, it's never just another case. It's your shot at getting life back on track. Real help, real heart. 35 years and still winning. NST is the way to go. Call 683-7000 or go online at nstlaw.com.
Since 1948, in the alley, the Rendezvous. I'm with John Burgos. John, what's going on in the Rendezvous?
Brett, after 76 years, we've decided to expand our product line. Anyone who's tasted our ribs is familiar with our vinegar base. It's now available in a 32-ounce jar. It's so good to baste or marinate all meats. I even put a little bit on turnip greens. Something we've been using at the restaurant or at our house has been the Greek seasoning. My father was a cook, but my mother was a chef. And she was the one that put Greek seasoning on everything from a Mediterranean diet or a steak. My mom used it on soup, salad, veggies, fish, any meats. It's a great seasoning and a flavor enhancer. My brother Nick figured out salt and pepper was more than just McCormick's and Morton's. He's come up with a perfect blend we use to coat our shoulders and our brisket, and he used to make it for his friends as Christmas gifts, and they loved it. All these products are available at the Rendezvous or online for shipping as gifts and in many grocery stores. And if they're not in your favorite grocery store, ask your grocer to stock it.
A beloved family affair and still going strong since 1948, the Rendezvous.
Now, back to Sports Time on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour brought to you by Jaguar Land Rover Bluff City. Here once again are Brett Norsworthy and Bryant Dacus.
This is pretty cool, and we're just getting started, so.
Spanning the globe.
Go crazy, folks! Go crazy! This is for all the biggest crunch time. You are looking live. In your life have you seen anything like that? Goodbye! Hello, Haskell.
It's obviously crunch time.
Hammer, nail, coffin. This baby is over.
Crunch Time is brought to you by Moe's Southwest Grill. Need a crunchy bite to eat? Head to Moe's for nachos, crunch wraps, tacos, salads, and more. Moe's.com is your go-to for all your taco crunch time emergencies. I know a lot of people going back to school. I know some schools started earlier this week, some schools started today. But for all your back-to-school crunch time needs, Moe's is the place to be. Give them a call, 901-606-3172. Set up your fundraiser for all your back-to-school needs, all those back-to-school events. Moe's, they have you covered. Well, Brett, what I learned today is that we're officially here. It is officially tourney time. We had the Pro-Am today, but now is when we get down to business. Round one starting early tomorrow morning. We got a little bit of insight from Doug Bell telling us Xander is staying a little later than he has to play an extra 9, try to get locked in for tomorrow and for this tournament as a whole. We've talked a lot about it. Obviously, you're going to have all the star power with the top 69 guys participating, but it is going to be fun to watch those guys that are hovering around 50. Which guys are able to make it for next week, which one of those guys are going to be eligible for those signature events next week. That's what I'm most excited about this weekend. Yes, we're going to crown a champion on Sunday. I hope it's one of those top guys. I hope it's Scotty Scheffler. I think everyone would love it if Sunday afternoon we're following around Scotty Scheffler around the golf course, watching him win. But whoever wins it, it's going to be a fun event. We talked about it with Doug. We've got actual golf balls being hit that are going to count tomorrow morning. Let's put Rory McIlroy behind us.
Right.
We're going to have a phenomenal tournament without him, and we're going to crown a champion, and he's going to be a great golfer Sunday night.
We've got the rest of our lives to test him. We can move on this week.
That's exactly right.
What I learned is something kind of the great unknown.
Okay.
I've learned about the unknown, and it's the golf course.
Yeah.
I have no clue what. I know low man will win, but I don't know what the winning score will be. I hope it's not birdie binge, but for the reputation of this tournament, I hope it's not brutal because already with our known heat and the August date, I don't want anything else to give somebody next year kind of runway to maybe pass on Memphis. And really, kind of surprised it was just one absence this year.
No, we've talked about it a lot. I think it's good that it was only one, but it is surprising that it was only one, and it makes you just be able to point out Rory McIlroy even more because he was the only one. Well, what I could have done.
But we're not talking about him anymore.
No. He's him who shall not be named.
Right.
Rory McIlroy. What I could have done without today, it was, we always talk about with camp, and it's always so much fun to see these guys, whether it's NFL camp, whether it's college practices getting started for the season. But we always talk about wanting to avoid injury, and it's obviously terrible whenever you get that injury on the field, but it's also even worse when that injury happens outside of practice. And I saw this earlier this afternoon. Panthers cornerback J.C. Horn was involved in a car accident and will not play Friday against the Browns. It doesn't sound like this is a very serious injury. He did need some stitches, but this doesn't sound like it's going to be anything that is going to hold him out throughout the year. He's going to miss a lot of times, but he's being held out right now. Didn't practice today, and it's being announced he will not play Friday night against Browns. And again, that Browns game's the game we're all going to be watching. It's going to be on NFL Network, and we'll see Shedeur Sanders starting for Cleveland, but we will not see J.C. Horn for the Panthers.
It'll be a plenty scrutinized first preseason game of the year.
Well, it's what we've talked so much about this Ohio State-Texas game that no matter what happens, there's going to be headlines, good or bad, for both of those teams from that game. It's going to be the exact same thing for Shedeur Sanders in preseason game number one. If he's great, it's all going to be like he's the starter for week one for Cleveland. If it's bad, it's, well, we knew he should have been drafted in whatever round he got drafted in the fifth round, and he's not ready for he's not going to be an NFL quarterback. We're going to get it one way or the other after what we see, and it's we're not probably going to see much of him. We'll probably see a quarter, maybe a half from him.
It will be Michael Phelps Olympian hot takery about Shedeur Sanders, good or bad.
It's going to be off the walls.
It really will. I kind of could have done without this. I really thought in our picks somebody would take Captain Keegan Bradley. Nobody did. I wonder.
So what you could have done without is us not picking someone.
I was surprised by that.
Okay.
I could do.
So now you're criticizing my pick.
Would you like to revise Chris Goddard and take Keegan Bradley?
I would if John was here. But I'm not going to.
We have to have unanimity. That's
because
right.
I know what happens is John gets the text on Sunday that I won money and Chris Goddard was eliminated. Or I guess there's no cut this weekend. But Chris Goddard finishes last and Keegan Bradley goes out and wins it. And I have all this money and John go, what in the world's happening when I'm not there? So to avoid all of that, I'm gonna stick with my guy Chris Goddard.
I love it.
Where are you beaming?
All things FedEx St. Jude Classic starting early tomorrow morning, 7:20, and at 7:40, 2 U.S. Open winners. Jordan Spieth got another major, got a Masters too. Jordan Spieth, Wyndham Clark at 7:40. That's what you can enjoy here in Memphis. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to be here at 7:40, but it won't be much after that.
Beat the heat. Get out here when it's cool in the morning and watch two really, really fun golfers. Well, obviously, being me here tomorrow morning, I'm very excited for round one tomorrow. Definitely going to watch a ton of golf tomorrow. But how about before we get to that, being me tonight, not a ton of games tonight. If you don't count the game that just started at 5:45 between the Athletics and the Nationals, only, only 4 games tonight in Major League Baseball. But how about being me to this Brewers-Braves game? Spencer Strider on the mound for the Braves, Jose Quintana on the mound for the Brewers. This Brewers team, red hot.
Best record in baseball.
I mean, it's incredible to watch what they're doing. On the other side, Braves struggling. I mean, real bad. And so that'll be a fun game to watch with their ace on the mound, who's struggled since returning from injury, but starting to figure it out now. That should be a fun game tonight.
Not just the playoffs. If the World Series started today, games 1, 2, 6, and 7 would be in Milwaukee.
Hard to believe. If you had I'm telling you, Brett, if you had told me that on opening day, I would have never believed.
And here's a bet you can always win. They still do it 1, 2, 6, and 7. They don't do 1, 2, and then all the different places. It's still 1, 2, 6, and 7 for the Fall Classic.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So it's going to be a lot of fun. And how about this? We talked about my betting habits last year at this tournament. I just got a notification from FanDuel. Playoffs tee off tomorrow. Scheffler, Schauffele, and the Tour's best take the course at TPC Southwind. Go ahead and place your bets for round one.
I saw the FanDuel people out here today. Did you see?
I missed them. I haven't seen them yet. So They're out and about. I'm excited for it. So I'll believe me, Brett, when you see me tomorrow, we'll already, I'm sure, have some bets won or lost tomorrow in round one.
How early would the first wager be made?
Probably be pretty early.
7:40?
Those would be bets I get in tonight and then see what's happening when I wake up about 8:30 tomorrow. But no, I'll have some early bets. I'll be out and about watching some golf.
Well, as the old-time book in Far City would always say, good luck.
Good luck. We'll see. We'll see how it all. I'll update you tomorrow afternoon.
I don't think he really meant it.
I don't think so. Certainly, he certainly didn't mean it. I can assure you of that. But that's all the time we have. Enjoy the rest of your night. We'll talk to you again tomorrow afternoon.